the Eagles and the Red Mountain Lions. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth sports and education. Two teams looking to continue a great start to the season. Sandra Day O'Connor coming in 1-1, and Red Mountain coming in 2-0. Welcome on in to the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. My name is Jordan Spurgeon. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Lexi Lambert will be here in just a moment. Joining me, our sideline reporter, Jody Jackson, Cody Cameron on the call. They've got a preview of tonight's matchup. We've got some great stories from the big guys at Sandra Day O'Connor and the training staff at Red Mountain. Lexi Lambert is coming over to the desk and bringing it in. So Lexi, this morning on the Arizona Daily Mix, a great pep rally here at Sandra Day O'Connor. What happened out here?
It was electric, to say the least. The band was amazing. The students, they did this eagle walk where they walked down with the drum line, took them in, and the students were filling in inside. It was so much fun. Should we check it out?
Yeah, let's look at it.
Off the chart, and I have a feeling tonight, maybe I say maybe 6-7. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm feeling confident. You know, when I see those uprights, all I see is green. So I'm hyped. I'm ready.
Every football game, we ride hard for our school. We love it.
It's a great community. Our student section's amazing. There's a lot of excitement around this campus.
As you can see, the energy electric here at Sandra Day O'Connor, and I'm a little jealous of Brad Perry. That hat, I think we all need those hats here on the set because I want to rock one of those.
That's what I'm saying. He even has shoes with the logo. They're colored, they're painted, they're amazing.
Custom designs. I think we got to get ourselves some of those. But Lexi, I mean, this is a great atmosphere here tonight. There's so much going on. The band is great. The cheerleaders are great. But, of course, the game is also going to be great coming up after the break. Jody Jackson and Cody Cameron joining us to preview this matchup between Red Mountain and Sandra Day O'Connor.
In a world where accidents happen and insurance companies deny claims, a hero rises to get justice for the injured.
Sweet James.
If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, Sweet James will make insurance companies pay.
Are you through? I'm just warming up.
From the firm that's won over $1 billion for their clients comes Sweet Justice with Sweet James.
You pay nothing until we win.
Beyond game day, you'll find the Fiesta Sports Foundation working year-round to improve Arizona communities. In education, in youth programs, in sports. With more than 1 million Arizonans supported in 2024 and over 32 million in charitable donations since 2011. With your help, we'll go above and beyond in everything we do. Fiesta Sports Foundation. Our season never ends.
Welcome back into the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona at Sandra Day O'Connor as they welcome in the Red Mountain Lions. Great game coming up today. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Shamrock Foods. Whatever healthy looks like to you, there's a rockin' protein to match. Joining me here at the pregame desk, we've got Cody Cameron and Jody Jackson on tonight's call. And Cody, we look at these two teams, you know, Red Mountain coming in 2-0, Sandra Day O'Connor coming in 1-1, both playing other tough teams in the state. There's a lot to look forward to tonight.
I think it's a tale of two teams here, Jordan, like you mentioned. Hey, it's 6A football, right? So every single week is going to be a gauntlet. What I want to see tonight, you know, I want to see Red Mountain finish a little bit more. Yes, they got that huge win against ALA Quinn Creek, one of the top Patriots team here. But I want to see the finish. And if you were the home team here, O'Connor, same thing. They kind of took it a little bit under the chin against Hamilton. Coach Ben Cullis will be the first one to tell you that. But they want to get active. They want to get going immediately in this football game.
Jody, you've had a chance to get to know these coaches, and there's a lot to look forward to. Both teams very physical, I think, and the ground game is going to be important, right?
Yeah, for sure. Let's start with Ben Koulis. It's his first year here at Sandra Day O'Connor, coming over from Kellis, changing the offense entirely. I mean, I used to run the wing T. Now, they're also going to run the ball a lot, but, a lot falls on Jeremy Adonji, and we're going to talk about him in a minute, but they have two great tackles. They feel good about their offensive line. Starting a sophomore quarterback here tonight in Cale Oglesby, but I think you're right. It's going to be a physical game. Red Mountain, Kyle Enders, they're known for their physicality as well, and they like to do it all. They'll like to throw it with Caleb Joe. They'll run the ball as well. Lazzarini is a guy that showed out really well last week against ALA Queen Creek, and so, yeah, sitting good at 2-0, but again, like Cody said, they would like to finish some of those drives. They had their defense out on the field a lot, and it held up a blocked kick to end that game. And O'Connor, as Cody mentioned, kind of tale of two, really good to start against Valley Vista and then a tough one against Hamilton. So we're going to learn a lot about both of these teams tonight.
Yeah, and we're seeing, the scores of those previous games. You just saw those up on the screen. And, Cody, you and I were on the sidelines watching Sandra Day O'Connor play Hamilton in the first half before things got out of hand. And they were really in that game, and it's because, one, their defense stepped up and made plays early, and then, two, up front in the trenches, they really get it done.
This O'Connor team is really well coached, really, really well coached, and they have the players, too. Jody, you mentioned the tackles, right? You got to get the run game going and stick with it, too. I think for Coach Koulis and this O'Connor football team, it's ending drives with touchdowns. That's what I want to see out here. This is going to be an amazing football game out here tonight.
Well, I mentioned the size. Coming up after the break, we'll hear more from the bookend tackles from Sandra Day O'Connor and the training staff at Red Mountain High School. That's all coming up next right here on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. I mean, look at those mountain views. You can't beat it here at Sandra Day O'Connor. Tonight's game is presented by Precision Aging Network, closing the gap between cognitive health span and human lifespan. Great game coming up here between Red Mountain and Sandra Day O'Connor. It's time to get to know the teams a little bit, and it starts in the trenches for Sandra Day O'Connor. Two tackles, both going to be Division I football players. Tucker Smith committed to Ohio State, and Jaden Maxey with multiple offers at big-time D1 programs. So we wanted to have some fun with them and get to know who's better at what in the weight room and other things as well. Here's more.
My name's Tucker Smith, and a fun fact about myself is that I drive around really well off-roading with my 2018 Toyota Tundra on 35s methods.
My name's Jaden Maxey, and a fun fact about me is I'm a great golfer. This guy.
On God, it's you. On God, it's you.
There's a TikTok of him with his sister at Olive Garden. He ate like 40 breadsticks. It's crazy.
I did it for fame, dude. We got like 12K views on the video.
I'm curling more.
No. No.
Definitely got the more toned physique. That's a question.
You don't have a chin.
You look at the bicep, and I'll have to give it to myself.
I'm winning.
I'm winning.
I know. I'm winning. I'm winning.
We used to play on the same.
No, I'm winning.
Okay,
there was one play where he beat me, and then after that, I put my head up when I didn't duck my head, and then you get stuffed. I promise.
Oh, we
Look
did.
At the film.
We did run. We
Look
ran
at the film.
We ran our one-on-ones this year at camp, and I did win.
No, you did not. There's photos of me winning. There's photos of you on the ground after tug of war. There's photos of you on the ground. I'm not want to hear it.
So fun getting to know those guys. Today also is 9/11. We're going to have a flyover during the national anthem on this broadcast as well. Some F-35s coming in, and it's going to be a great time here at Sandra Day O'Connor. Over at Red Mountain, this is one of the biggest, strongest teams that Kyle Enders has had in his 4 years, and a lot of that is due to his strength coach, Brianna Maha Peterson. The former ASU softball player has taken what she's learned in college and applied it to the strength program here for the Mountain Lions. Here's more.
Being an alumni here, it's just a great, sense of pride coming back to this community and, just trying to work hard and establish what I can and teach these kids what, healthy lifestyle habits look like and trying to get them to, get to their goals.
Yeah, we have coordinators and me as a head coach, and you have position coaches, but if your strength coach is a huge part of your success, and she sees them as much as any coach,
when you get the buy-in from the head coach of like, this is the standard that I want to set and he backs it up, or this is the standard that he sets and I have to back it up, like it just goes hand in hand.
It's the strongest group we've ever had. We have our leaderboard over there. They're all kids that are in our program right now.
It's just a sense of pride when you see these kids as freshmen, and I have videos, pictures of them, of like them lifting their freshman year to now, and it is like, I get emotional thinking about like their senior night. Like as freshmen, I have them write a letter to themselves, so on their senior night I can give them a letter from their freshman like self. So I think that's super cool of like, I see the progress that they've made, not only as, you know, athletes in the weight room, but just as people also. So again, those numbers on those boards, like that senior class is super special because they've paved the way for a lot of these younger guys.
Well, all that work is paying off, and there's so much more to the story with pliability and all sorts of different things. You can catch the full story over on sports360az.com soon. Again, like I mentioned before that story, today is 9/11. We will have a flyover here, some F-35s coming up with the national anthem. You can see people from the military here in the ROTC at Sandra Day O'Connor. You're watching the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. It's the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Welcome back into Sandra Day O'Connor. We want to talk a little bit about the Tempe Healing Fields. Every September 11th, they plant flags in honor of those who have served our country. It's a beautiful ceremony that is a tradition here in Arizona, and it's great work that they do. And here at Sandra Day O'Connor, it's fitting on 9/11 that it is Military Appreciation Night. You can see the flag on the field. They're currently unfurling it, and as you can see, this whole community is bought in. You've got members from the military, you've got members of the student body who want to join the military, who are currently in the ROTC program, and others that are here making sure that this is a beautiful celebration for those who have served and those who have paid the ultimate price for the freedoms in our country. The national anthem is right around the corner, and with that, we're also going to have a flyover from Luke Air Force Base, some F-35s. We're super excited to bring that to you right around the corner here. But as you can see, they're getting set for the national anthem on the field with the flag fully unfurled. This is a great ceremony here at Sandra Day O'Connor High School.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare of balls bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
What a way to get this game started. That was two F-35s from the 61st Fighter Squadron at Luke Air Force Base. The flight lead was Major Fuego Miller, the wingman, Major Gator Laughlin. They do great work, and that was an amazing flyover. When we come back, Lexi Lambert catches up with the coaches of Red Mountain and Sandra Day O'Connor right here on CW7 Arizona. It's almost time for kickoff here for the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get what you deserve. Like we said, we've got a great game today, less than 10 minutes away from kickoff. You can see the team getting set, the cheerleaders getting ready to welcome the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles to the field. But first, we got to hear from the coaches. So our sideline reporter, Lexi Lambert, has more from both coaches together, because you know what? Football is a competition, but why not bring guys together and get some insight from them? Here's more.
I'm out here with both coaches from the teams playing tonight. Coaches, what are we looking forward to most for tonight's game?
Well, I'm excited for some of this pregame festivities. My principal says, and he might just be buttering me up, I don't know, but he said there's never been a flyover at a high school football game, so I'm pretty excited for that, and then the football should be pretty fun too.
That too, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, just hearing the flyover, I think that's going to be cool. It's beautiful out here and some good football. Well-coached teams, and got a lot of respect for them and excited for the game.
What have you guys been preparing for tonight? What have you been telling your teams ahead of tonight's game?
Well, I think this is a game that comes with like a lot of distractions, right? Like this is kind of like I told our guys, it's like homecoming week. There's a lot of reasons to focus on the things that aren't necessarily football, and so we've talked a lot about that, and we've talked a lot about the brand of football that they play at Red Mountain and how tough they are, and we know how well coached they are, and it's going to take a good one tonight for us.
Yeah, very similar. Talked about short week. We got a kind of a road trip. They just got out of school. We take off. A lot of stuff going on, and then kind of very similar. Like we're not familiar with O'Connor. Our kids aren't. It's not like last week ALA Queen Creek. They're right around the road, and all the kids kind of know each other. So just kind of that, and we got to show up, for 4 quarters, and they're a good football team.
Perfect. Thank you so much, coaches. Like I said, you want to shake it out, and that's it. Back to you guys.
Two of the best coaches in the state right there. Super excited to see what their teams do. You can see the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles getting set to take the field. But you know who we really got to talk to? I know they can't talk. It's the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagle, here to bring all the energy. How does it feel to be the most wanted person in the building? It's got to feel good, right? I mean, everybody wants a picture. I see kids coming up for selfies and hugs. So while we're here on the broadcast, you know what? I got to get a picture with you. We got to get a selfie as we get set for this game. Teams getting set to take the field. The lights are coming off, and we are so excited. And it's a great day for the Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles. You're going to see the Eagle doing everything right. What's your go-to touchdown celebration? Can you show us a little sneak peek? Okay. Flex the muscles, flex the muscles. This team has some size. We saw Tucker Smith and Jaden Maxey. They also got the #1 long snapper in Arizona. They've got some beef upside, so you got to show off the size as the mascot as well. So this is going to be a great game. Jody Jackson and Cody Cameron are on the call, and we are excited to see what they got. Jody, Cody, you guys there?
Jordan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you,
okay.
Jody.
There we go. Now I can hear myself.
So you guys are getting an up-high view of the student section right now. They've got the lights going off. Just this is what it's all about. I see you guys up in the booth there. It looks great. What are you excited for as we are just about 90 seconds away from getting closer to the coin toss?
I think, Cody, we were down there talking to the players, some of the coaches as well, and, just to see how these two teams stack up, right? Like we talked about Red Mountain 2-0, and O'Connor, they want to prove what they can do, and there's a great crowd. There's a view of this, and Eagle Nation is excited for this.
Let me tell you what I'm excited for, Jody. Just walking around the concourse, being up here in the home stands, this place is rocking. This is true high school football experience here all the way in North Phoenix. Amazing views, amazing weather in September, and the place is popping. We're going to get a high-key matchup of two tremendous 6A football teams here tonight.
Oh, I like the blue smoke coming out. O'Connor enters the field again under first-year coach here at Sandra Day O'Connor, then Cullis, and then, of course, we know Kyle Enders and Red Mountain. They were state champs in 2023, and at 2-0, looking to go back. Tough competition, though, always in 6A, Jordan. We know that. So I know Cody and I are ready to kick this off.
You're ready. I'm ready. The student section is ready. The Eagle is ready. Everybody is ready here at Sandra Day O'Connor. Cody Jackson, Cody and Jody Jackson, good luck on the call today. We're excited for this game. As you can see, the atmosphere is electric. Keep it here all game long for all the action. This has been a great time getting to know these teams. We're excited. 6A football, it doesn't get better than this in the state of Arizona. Two of the elite programs with high expectations at the end of the season. Red Mountain looking to get over the hump and hold a gold ball, and Sandra Day O'Connor looking to prove they belong at the top of the 6A bracket. That's all for this pregame show. Kickoff is right around the corner on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education. What a gorgeous yet toasty night here at Jack Dillard Stadium as we bring you Sandra Day O'Connor, the host tonight for the Red Mountain Lions, coming in from Mesa. Two terrific schools in 6A, and O'Connor 1-1 so far this season. Red Mountain at 2-0. Hi everyone, welcome in. Jody Jackson alongside Cody Cameron. And Cody, we're pumped up for this one, no question about it. It's not only about the competition out there, but the spirit, as you just mentioned on the pregame show, but there are some very talented players out there. Start us off with O'Connor and who to watch on their offense.
Well, I look at 6A, and how about Red Mountain? So I'm a defensive guy.
All right, there you go.
So let's start in the linebacker room. When you look at linebackers in the state of Arizona, who's that name that highlights it? That's Jamison Wade. Jody, I feel like this kid has played 40-plus varsity games in his career. 4-year starter here, 6.6 tackles per game, but it's his filling in the A and B gaps, his run fits. Kind of plays like his head coach, Kyle Enders, who is amazing. O'Connor's got some talent, too.
Yeah, no question. They're running back Jeremy Adonju. Got to look out for him. Just a junior, but boy, he is a load, tough to stop. 244 yards this season.
When you're talking about running backs, you look for the speed and power. A combination of that, this is what that kid has. I watched him run against Hamilton last week, and he's a powerful runner. He's going to touch the ball 20 to 30 times tonight.
Yeah, no question, especially with a young sophomore quarterback in Cale Oglesby starting with the senior quarterback injured. It's time now for our coin toss. The Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown coin toss is brought to you by the U.S. Army. Be all you can be. And again, we're ready to get it started here. Happy to have you with us on CW7. A look at the players out there for tonight's coin toss. Kyle Enders, Ben Kulas, those are our head coaches here for tonight. There you see Tucker Smith, one of those big tackles for O'Connor.
Yeah, that's going to be huge in this football game. You got to get the running game going, and it starts with those two guys. Tucker Smith, the Ohio State commit right there, number 75. He is a road grader. We're going to call his name many times, which you don't see a lot of times, right? Given the credit to the offensive line, I guarantee you, his name's going to get called 10 to 12 times in this broadcast. He's that type of a football player.
And then Jaden Maxey on the other side. So, Cody, what are your keys to tonight's matchup?
Well, here we go. I feel like this is one of my favorite parts of the segment here, Jody. And my keys to the game in this one, if you're Red Mountain, get stops on third down. Kyle Enders preached that in our production meeting with him. And the rally to the ball carrier, that is the Red Mountain defense. They are fast and they are violent, get 11 hats to the football. And then on offense, high percentage throws for quarterback Caleb Joe. They've done a great job of that so far. 75% completion percentage in the 2 games this season. The Red Mountain offense flows through Caleb Joe. And Sandra Day O'Connor finding balance offensively. We know about the run attack, but they're going to have to rely a little bit on that sophomore quarterback here to get some stuff done. Limit the big plays. Hey, limit the big plays. You give yourself a chance to win the game, and creating turnovers. You win the turnover battle in 6A football. You also have a really good chance of winning that game. O'Connor's got to do that if they want to win at home tonight.
Yeah, turnovers are always the wild card, and they always are a big determination of what is going to determine the outcome of the game. And we know last week with Tyler Johnson injured, for Cale Oglesby, talking to Coach Kulas this week, it's protect the football. And that's going to be the same message, though, for any team out there, including Red Mountain here tonight. So as we get started here, again, very nice last night, and we had a tremendous pregame ceremony with the flyover from Luke Air Force Base, and we are almost set to kick it off as O'Connor is going to go ahead and get it set with kicker Cohen Horst. I saw him, by the way, on the CW7 pregame show earlier today, or I should say the pep rally, and Brad Perry was putting him on the spot.
He was so good. I loved what he said. He said, I see those uprights, I see green. A confident kicker, and he's got a heck of a boot. The O'Connor special teams unit is one of the top in the state, Jody.
Yeah, so 7 touchbacks on the season for Horst, and this one is low, and again, though, into the end zone, and we are underway from Jack Dillard Stadium.
It was like effortless, an effortless kick through the end zone there.
It sure was. And tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by Sanderson Ford. This is Sanderson Ford country. You've got Caleb Joe leading the way, and then you'll see Abno Lazzarini carry the ball quite a bit. But they've got a lot of targets. I mean, again, we don't want to discount that offensive line. We know how important they are, but they do like to throw the ball a little bit. I know you said high percentage throws for Caleb Joe, but I imagine Kyle Enders is going to want to establish the run here tonight. So once again, 1st and 10 from the 20. First play from scrimmage of this one. And it is a handoff to Lazzarini, who is out to about the 28 or 29 yard line. And the stop made there by that O'Connor defense. But yeah, Lazzarini, they're going to feed him. Here's a look at our defense, Cody. Who are you having your eye on here tonight?
I love the linebacker room here. When you look at Marcus Johnson and O. Williams, 2 seniors in that Eagles defense, and they're going to be big-name players here. Look for them for their run fits and just scraping over the top, making plays. That defense is going to flow through that linebacker room tonight.
Now the ball on the 24-yard line. And Caleb Joe, you can hear him calling out the commands. He's got 4 wide receivers in this particular set, and the flag flies. It's a false start. Looks like the defense is celebrating, so it is against the offense, and that is not going to make Highlanders happy, having to be pinned back in their own end.
As big for the O'Connor defense, too, is it's a defense that last week, Jody, when I was watching them versus Hamilton, they didn't face too many 2nd and 3rd and long situations. Hamilton did a good job of being in 2nd and manageable, and explosive plays was one of those keys, right? Limit the explosive plays and get Red Mountain in 3rd and long situations.
3 receivers high, and it's going to be a handoff. Lazzarini, who is patiently trying to find some blocks, but he is far from that first down.
Yeah, Lazzarini, I don't want to speculate here. He's kind of hobbling after that 2nd tackle. I think that first tackle got him low, and he's going to call himself out of the game. Jody, this is huge.
A little bit on
this is big because they had 2 running backs go out in their week 1 victory in Vegas in Desert Pines. Nevin Fitzgerald and Vince Coffey, both running backs for O'Connor, they broke their collarbone week 1. So they're down to running back 3, now potentially running back 4 in this football game.
I almost wonder if they'll get creative. There are some other guys that they can use with some creative plays, a little bit of trickery, which we've seen from Red Mountain. But a defensive penalty is going to bring the Mountain Lions all the way down to the 38-yard line. I did not see who that penalty was on, but that was a costly penalty for the Eagles. And once again, it's Caleb Joe, and the play action. He's looking to toss it far side, and it is complete and out past the first down marker, and that is going to go to the big tight end, Jaden Wyndham. And what a big part of the offense. I was actually going to say, you might even see him run a ball here and there. He's just a huge target at 6'4", 215.
Yeah, sophomore phenom that Kyle Enders absolutely loves. And we talk about these high completion percentages right there. That's just a leak out off a bootleg. It's a great job by Caleb Joe, keeping his eyes downfield even with the defender coming up to his face, dumping it off to the wide open Wyndham and picking up a first.
In Eagles territory at the 48, and this time a handoff inside side, but he is smothered. The first defender there was number 42, Owen Williams. So nice job by the defense, and there was a second defender that came in as well. They are geared up to stop that running game.
One of those senior linebackers just knifing through some would-be blocks there, finding the run fit, doing a good job of tripping up the running back for a loss of gain. Like I said, those two linebackers, Jody, are going to be massive in this football game for this O'Connor defense to get off the field.
Well, Lazzarini is still in there, and something tells me he does not want to come off the field. He is lined up, flanking Caleb Joe to his right side. Couple of receivers again, far side, and King Robinson. But it is complete to the receiver that was coming across the field, and that's Arion Wyndham. And Arion Wyndham has been huge. Owen Williams on the stop, but I have to just say this right off the top, that Arion Wyndham and Jaden Wyndham, no relation. But there it is. Nice play on the move, and also a nice tackle by Williams.
Yeah, Owen Williams just keeping his eyes up and not trailing the cross beneath him, but sticking on the cross there. Nice play.
All right, so 3rd down and about 5 here. As Caleb Joe makes sure everyone is on the same page. And there you've got King Robinson lining up, and Joe looking to that side. Now he looks downfield, and you've got another one to Arion Wyndham, who is brought down there. The big hit from Colton Lawfer. We're going to talk about Colton Lawfer throughout the night, but Arion Wyndham, again, becoming a clutch player in this offense.
They motioned to trips there on the field side, just a levels route, and a great job by Wyndham getting in that second level. And Caleb Joe, it's a 3rd and long situation. He puts a bullet right in the chest there in between the 2 levels of the defense to move the sticks yet again for the Mountain Lions.
And so another 1st down, and Joe this time is going to hand it off to Lazzarini, who does not get much off the right side.
And I hope Lazzarini's okay, because he is hobbling big time. You can see he's playing through pain. And that's Red Mountain football. Jody, you know Red Mountain football. I know Kyle Enders. Those players identify as their coaching staff the toughness that they instill. And I just hope Lazzarini I hope he gets better, because he's hobbling big time out there.
Yeah, just a pickup of a yard there. But when you know that depth chart is thin, there's a conversation that goes on. And I imagine, Lazzarini saying, "Hey, coach, I've got this." Joe looking to pass now under a little bit of pressure, and that is intercepted. Corin Ely has the interception, and we were talking about him, Cody. He is a player to watch on this Eagles defense. Huge play right there, picking that ball off down by around the 10-yard line.
He did a great job of pinning the receiver towards the sideline here, just kind of an open wheel route. As you see, he pins the receiver to the sideline, turns and looks for the football. Jody pinpoints at his highest point. Gonna get a great shot of it right here. Outstretched arms. It's almost like he was the receiver on that play. Does such a good job of being in coverage there. And a huge play from the senior corner on the 1st drive of the football game.
And that's exactly what Sandra Day O'Connor is looking for in this situation. Again, they feel confident in this offense, but certainly helps to be able to keep points off the board. So the Eagles take over. And we've got flags flying. We've got the turnover 2-step going on. That was outstanding.
We were wondering if we're going to see that. We said, at what point are we going to see that in the game? Well, Jody, it just happened to be the 1st drive, but how about that? The entire defensive unit comes and meets with the cheer team, who is also having youth night tonight. So, my math's bad, but I'm counting like 150 to 200 cheerleaders down there, all 2-stepping on the track for that Eagles.
And Ben Colas told me these guys are motivated, to play ball, but also for the 2-step with the cheerleaders. So here we go from the 18, and Oglesby, high snap, and the handoff to Jeremy Adonje. We're going to see a lot of this, but that run goes nowhere as the Red Mountain defense sniffed that play out. You've got Cornett coming up on run support. Tyreek Cornett and Briggs Wilt Bank.
Yeah, and Tyree Cornett's their most athletic defensive back. He is so talented. He did so much for that Mountain Lions secondary last year. They move him all over the place defensively. He's not a true cover 3 or man tech corner because in that defensive scheme, they let him play free. Sometimes he's in a cloud coverage there, so he's playing the run fit. Good stop by Tyree Cornett.
So they lose some yardage there. This time pitch out to Adonju, and he is out to about the 15-yard line. Brought down there by Jamison Wade. You talked about him. He's all over the field.
Yeah, big tackle by Jamison Wade, too, because if he didn't, Donju might have been gone. He gets to the second level so quickly, but Jamison Wade's such a sure tackler. Stopping a big game of 7.
We got a timeout on the field, and we have a player down for the Red Mountain Lions, and I'm not sure anyone identified that before the timeout, and that is Chayton Jennings. Do want to take a moment to mention Tyler Johnson, the senior quarterback for O'Connor. Unfortunately, was injured in the final play in the first half against Hamilton last week, and you know, hopefully he heals up soon because the senior quarterback, that's a very tough situation. But Cale Oglesby been prepping for this moment, and tonight's game is presented by Precision Aging Network, closing the gap between cognitive health span and human lifespan.
Yeah, you mentioned the injuries, and it's been a big play here for both teams early on in the season. And I always have this conversation with some coaches and media members in the state, right? I think the big difference between the 5A to 6A is just the speed and the size. And when you have these two teams, like you look at these schedules for Red Mountain and O'Connor, yeah, it's early, but the schedules are set up where every single week is an absolute grind. I mean, it's right.
There's no easy games.
There's really, really no easy games, and both these teams, Red Mountain playing A Lake Quinn Creek, O'Connor playing Hamilton last week. We were talking about teams that go all out, max effort, and injuries, unfortunately, are part of the game. But when you look at the depth chart, there are some key positions here. O'Connor already on QB2. Red Mountain potentially on running back number 4 in this football game. They're starting to shift and adjust. I don't care how much depth you have in high school football. There's not any teams with really 4 running backs that you go plug and play that have learned the entire offseason this summer.
Yeah, you are right about that. All right, let's get down to the field as Chayton Jennings, by the way, is coming off with some help, but good to see him able to walk. And we're going to go down now to the sideline and the third member of our team, Lexi Lambert.
Yes, I'm down here with the man who just had the most amazing play. What are you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I feel like we're going to go out here and dominate. You know, we got a lot of stuff to work on, but we're just going to finish it. All you got to do is finish it.
Tell me about the 2-step you just did.
The 2-step, so when we get an interception or a turnover on defense, we have to go with the cheerleaders and do a turnover 2-step. So
was it rehearsed? Was there practice?
Yeah, a lot of practice on that. You know, first practice was a little rough, but we got it. We got it down.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and best of luck. Continue out there. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Lexi. Hey, Ely, he's happy to be doing the 2-step. And they're going to need some great defensive play because Oglesby incomplete there, and we're going to see the punting team come onto the field.
And speaking of good defensive play, how about Red Mountain there? And I love watching their defense play, Jody, because pre-snap, they move all over the place. Kyle Enders is the king of raidering. Raidering meaning moving pre-snap, not telegraphing what you're doing defensively. Right there, he shifts more into an even front, moving some inside backers and secondary players all around. That confuses most starting quarterbacks. It's going to be a very tough task for the backup quarterback tonight.
Yeah, a lot of different guys that they rely on for their versatility. Kimball's punt, as it is David Kimball, the punter, and Tyreek Cornett fields it around the 35, and he's a dangerous returner, but brought down a little bit indecisive there. I'd like to see him move up the field.
Amazing job by O'Connor's punt team there on the punt and the coverage tackles. Like you said, Cornett could pop it at any time. Great secure tackle with many hats to the football.
And following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7, only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona. So Caleb Joe and the Mountain Lions take over at the 40-yard line. And it is going to be a pitch and run to the left side, getting out almost to that first down marker. And as it looked like Let's see, who do we have? 81 on Red Mountain.
I call that
finding that one.
High school football. High school football roster. We have
an 81 on the roster, but what a play. He was almost off and running, but a nice shoestring tackle there by Owen Williams again.
There he goes, but 81 unknown name. Just a quick reverse. Nice play by him, getting upfield, picking up 9.
I did some Red Mountain games last year, but I cannot tell just by looking at that young man who he is. And there is a handoff and going nowhere. Wow, O'Connor defense, great job. And it's McKylan Howland, who Coach Cullis had a lot of good things to say about when I spoke to him the other day.
6'3", 230, as you can see, shedding off the offensive line back and just driving his feet through contact. The big man, he's celebrating because he has a tackle loss for 3 yards.
And that is Darius Grayson Courts on the carry. He is just a sophomore with 43 yards rushing on the season, over 11 rushes. So another key third down here for the Mountain Lions. And Caleb Joe looking to throw, gets some protection, and that ball is wobbling through the air and almost picked off. Almost another turnover two-step. If Colton Lawfer was able to get to that ball.
And McKylan Howland, back-to-back plays now. He disrupts the quarterback's throw there. I think it kind of slipped out of Caleb Joe's hands too, but the big senior getting right in front of that play and doing a good job disrupting that pass.
So, again, O'Connor's defense coming up with some big plays here. And we remain scoreless as the Red Mountain offense has just stalled out a couple of times. On to punt is Chase Pitzer, the senior. Averages 35.5 yards per punt, and that one is high and sailing into the end zone. Bounces right at the goal line and in. Time to take a timeout here on CW7. Our Fiesta Bowl High School Showdown continues. 4:55 left in the first quarter.
Whether you've been hurt in a car, motorcycle, or trucking accident, what you do next matters. Make sure to call Sweet James Accident Attorneys. Every month, my firm and I help hundreds of people get the medical treatment they need and the financial compensation they deserve, all without paying a dime out of pocket. Recently, 5 out of the top 50 settlements came from Sweet James. Call the firm awarded Best Attorneys in America. Call Sweet James.
I was down, but now I'm up, 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 up. I was down, but now I'm up. Yeah, it's all God, this ain't no love. Yeah, I used to be stuck in that.
Ortho Arizona and my journey. My knees were shot, so I had double knee replacement, and I wanted the best in rehab. Ortho Arizona encouraged and pushed me in the process. Go to orthoarizona.org. That's orthoarizona.org.
Video update. You know, this is a beautiful stadium that Sandra Day O'Connor plays in, but the turf on this field was added in 2021. And it was funded in large part by Bill and Janie Riddle, who are pillars in the Arizona high school football community. Bill passed away this June, but his legacy lives on, not only on the turf on this field, but through his grandson, Chase Bigler, who's a linebacker for this team, who's having a great season so far for the Eagles, and his daughter, Rita Bigler, who is Chase's mom and is the assistant fire chief for the City of Phoenix Fire Department. Recently, the NFF Valley of the Sun chapter rebranded to the National Football Foundation Bill Riddle chapter. Very fitting for the SDO community and the Arizona high school football community in general. You can see there back in 2021 when they were being honored for helping fund this amazing field, the turf out there. It's looking nice. Jody, Cody, back to you.
Yeah, it's amazing, the Riddles, what they have done. There's Janie Riddle with the Dockles as well, National Football Foundation, and of course it is the Bill Riddle chapter now. But Janie and Bill, what a great team. And, you know, the service for Bill earlier this summer was just the outpouring of support because of all the things that he's done for the community and especially the football community.
Yeah, and having the National Football Foundation here too, and talking to those people here a little bit, I love what they stand for in the Riddle family too, and they're active in the community. I think that's really, really important when we look at a lot of these people that make have such a good impact on Arizona high school football. I always love to see them out here.
Well, Bill loved football. His grandson, Chase, out there for the Eagles, who take over now, again, at the 20-yard line. And the handoff, Jeremy Adanju looking for some room and not finding a whole lot there. You could see the push by the Red Mountain defense as he's trying to follow a couple of blocks, but was having a hard time.
Yes, he's a guy that has to get going here because the offense is going to revolve around him. But it doesn't just have to come from the run game. I watched him take a screen 25 yards to the house last week against Hamilton. So I think there's totally different ways that Coach Cullis's offensive staff will get him the rock. But Red Mountain's defense right now is doing a good job of bottling him up.
They really are. And again, tough sledding for sure in this run game, but Jeremy Adanju, as he gets the ball again, now he's trying to bust it outside and goes right side and getting the first down, or right at the marker potentially, but he was getting creative with trying to find some daylight.
How about the bounce to the outside there? Didn't like what he had in front, just kind of collapsed the 6 or 7 players inside. So no, it just bounces to the right, and you see that speed, that second gear that he has. That's what's really impressed me when you watch his game tape and then watch him in person too. Just that second gear, it gets to it really quickly.
His father, Victor Adanju, played in the NFL, was a defensive end. I talked to Jeremy this week. He said his idols running the ball, Reggie Bush and Marshawn Lynch, as he's going to get the ball once again, but stood up by that Red Mountain defense. Couple of defenders there. And so far being one-dimensional, it's been tough. James McGee in on the stop for Red Mountain.
About 5 white hats right to the ball carrier there. Red Mountain does such a good job of splitting gaps up front. So again, they are stunting and they are shifting all pre-snap, so they're really never head on with some guys, and they're always knifing inside. They do a great job of being active at the snap and making plays like that.
Well, they're going to need a chunk play here, and we'll see if Cale Oglesby will put the ball up through the air. And no, it's another run play. Adanju gets past the first 2 layers and into the secondary, brought down, but what an unbelievable job in a gotta-have-it situation there by Jeremy Adanju.
And then look at the vision here. Once again, they're pulling backside there. Nice block by Tucker Smith, the Ohio State commit, but running his feet through there. Great job by Adanju. It's a second gear, Jody. Looks really, really good early on.
And there's no question, when you're the guy, when the offense is running through you, you know that defense is keyed up to stop Jeremy Adanju, able to get the first down there. And now it's going to be Cale Oglesby. Boy, it went through the hands potentially of Tyreek Cornett, and it was intended for number 8 Lincoln Jones, the tight end. But
Tyreek Cornett has had multiple pick sixes right here. This is cloud coverage as a corner. He jumps it, and he's going to be upset at himself there because he had a walk-in pick 6. But Tyreek Cornett, when he's playing that cloud corner, Jody, all eyes on the quarterback. So when you look at that quick little play action RPO, quick screen there, he's going to be all over that in that defensive scheme. He is so fast to react from that corner spot.
Now it's Oglesby again through the air and through the hands of the receiver, and another pick that was there for the taking, but guard Lyles, the sophomore safety, was unable to get his hands on it. Looked like it was intended for Jackson Simons.
Yeah, a little deflection there, and Lyles sitting in that cover, that deep middle cover 3 deflection, and could have had back-to-back picks. Mountain Lions defense. Kyle Enders is probably over the sideline. All right, boys, this is why we play defense here. And good thing you had guard Lyles on your defense, because on my roster...
Shout out to my spot board maker, Chad Ackerley, a.k.a. my husband.
There you go. I got no guard Lyles on my roster. I was going to say mystery 41.
We go 3 deep on this chart. 3rd and 10, Oglesby high snap, and a little pass to Adanju, who made the grab, but he is pushed back. And the first one in was Cole Edmonds.
That's great reaction from Cole Edmonds right there. I just talked about Adanju getting a little active in the screen and pass game here. It's set up nicely. Nice dump off there, but Cole Edmonds sniffs it out. The senior linebacker for Red Mountain making a heck of a play on 3rd down to bring another Eagles punt.
That was one-on-one crime there. But Cole Edmonds, I'm glad he made that play because he won the game for Red Mountain. He blocked what would have been a game-winning kick, now assuming it was going to be made by ALA Queen Creek, but he blocked it And what an ending it was. And those two teams have had some wild, wild endings. But yes, Red Mountain held on for the 31-28 victory. And the punt, pressure on, punt gets off. It's going to be a short one, and it knocks down at about the 38-yard line. Tonight's game is brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get you what you deserve. So we're almost winding down here at the end of the first quarter, and still scoreless, which is a little bit surprising as the offense is finding their way a little bit. Oglesby's got a couple pass attempts under his belt, and I got to tell you, I think he looks a little more confident each time. Hey, I don't blame him. His first start on television.
Yeah, I know. It's a good time. I think Red Mountain's offensive game plan with Lazzarini, who's really been the bell cow of their backfield the first two games, having him kind of banged up on the first carry has changed a little bit Red Mountain offensively.
Yeah, for sure. And the carry goes to Lazzarini once again, and fighting for yardage. That ball came out, but is it recovered by the Eagles? I think it is. I'll have a lot of questions, Cody. Was the play blown dead? There's a flag on the field. We'll have to sort it all out.
Yeah, and I think they just stripped it out. The Eagles had multiple football players there to the ball carrier, Lazzarini popping it to the left side, and one of those Eagles defenders just coming in and ripping the ball out. And I think it was a clear recovery, but let's see what the penalty is. Personal foul on Red Mountain, which obviously waves out.
Red Mountain, and that ball was brought. I do give this defense a ton of credit for staying with it. Lazzarini, wasn't blown dead. He's getting pushed back, and that ball came out, and they're able to get the turnover. Are we doing another two-step?
Oh, we're two-stepping here, and I love this Coach Koulis defense right now. They are flying to the football and active, and 2 turnovers in the first quarter.
Well, if you've noticed, our drone coverage looks amazing, and tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. We also want to tell you about NASCAR on CW7. And tomorrow it's playoff time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the pressure's on. Time to get back to football here, and Oglesby gonna throw, and this one is off and complete, and splitting the middle of the field, splitting a couple of defenders is Carson Craig, the senior.
Yeah, 6'3", 180-pound senior just coming on that slant right there. That's a great job by the quarterback and more of an RPO look. And he gets past the linebacking room out there. And that's what that play action does. Those running backs have to honor that. So they take that read step up, freeze out the second level. Nice pitch and catch.
Our Red Zone sponsor in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. So Cale Oglesby and the offense have things cooking down near the goal line in the red zone. And there is the run play. Jeremy Adonju. Can he turn the corner? He's tripped up. What a tackle there by Tyreek Cornett. Ty Cornett with potentially a touchdown saver.
And Carson Craig there, the wide receiver, just made the great catch. He's perimeter blocking on the outside, gets a good block. And Adonju just almost made it to that end. Picks up 8 on that first down, but that speed to the outside. If you do not have a force player that has that outside cover, Jody, Adonju is gone.
I mean, now that you see Oglesby completing a couple of passes, including that big gain to Craig, it becomes a two-dimensional offense, which becomes a lot harder to defend. So 2nd and about 2 here. And the handoff, Adonju, he's looking for a block. He's in for the touchdown. Sandra Day O'Connor is on the board. Jeremy Adonju strikes first with a touchdown.
I love this offensive play here because they're pulled backside once again, and it's a walk-in, but it's all set up by the big beef up front, just moving bodies. You got a great block on a backside pull here. We got a great aerial view. Look at that, working to the second level, hooking players inside. And Jeremy Adonju, the first touchdown of this football game.
Yeah, Colton Dermer there. I know he's got a lot of offers as a long snapper, but nice block on the outside by the senior Dermer. And that kick is up and good. Cohen Horst with the point after attempt, and 7-0. Sandra Day O'Connor. The Eagles strike first here right before the end of the first quarter. And we are not not surprised that Jeremy Adanju is going to have a ton of carries here tonight, and he's got touchdown number 1 of the night on the season, though. That brings him to 6 on the year and 1 receiving, but 6 rushing touchdowns for him now.
7 total touchdowns in his junior year, and he didn't play too much last year, Jody, because they had a really, really good backfield. I remember talking to Coach Cullis after their Valley Vista win, watching their tape and going, who the heck is this kid? And he goes, I know, he's legit.
Just waiting in the wings,
and he said a lot of college coaches this spring when they were coming out for the exposure week and the eval week, where he was a sophomore, they just said, hey, he looks great, we want to see some more tape. I'm telling you right now, this kid will receive Division I offers here in the next couple weeks. He's put together some really good film. He checks the boxes with frame, and his speed and power makes him a tremendous high school running back.
Yeah, I was out here for practice. I think it was Tuesday, and I said, does he have any offers yet? And I think just he hasn't gotten the playing time. So, and this kick goes into the end zone for Horst, and it'll be out at the 20 as the Mountain Lions take over. But yeah, no question, I'm with you. Those offers are going to be coming in fast and furious for Jeremy Adanju. Tonight we've got our Whataburger play of the game. It'll be coming your way, of course, after the game. And we also want to tell you about Shamrock Farms, proud sponsor of our Fiesta Bowl High School Showdown tonight, which we're excited to bring to you from Sandra Day O'Connor. Mountain Lions looking to get something going here on offense. They've moved the ball a little bit, but now they have to drive 80 yards for the score. Caleb Joe and the pitch, and this time the ball is handed off, or I should say pitched, to number 6, and that is Arion Wyndham. As Lazzarini, we know he's been banged up, but Corin Ely, who had the interception earlier, Corin Ely with the stop.
Yeah, great job shutting off the block on the stock, and I just love defensive backs who get their nose in the trough in the run game. These 2 secondaries, they're so well coached because they do a tremendous job of covering and tackling.
All right, that is the end of quarter number 1, the flyover here on September 11th, and we've got football underway here at Sandra Day O'Connor. Jeremy Adanju punches it in from a couple yards out. It's 7-0 Eagles.
Earlier this morning, we were out at Sandra Day O'Connor for their pep rally, and we presented them with a check. And now we are here to do the same, and this is a part of CW7 Arizona Gives Back. And Brian here is here to present the check.
Thank you very much, Sexley. CW7 is so proud to be able to give back to the communities that we serve. Football is such a great opportunity to just get community together. And it is great to see everybody out here just supporting all this stuff. And so on behalf of all of CW7 Arizona, we'd love to present this check for $500 to Red Mountain High School and Casey Oakland of the Cheer Squad.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate your generosity, and we truly love any opportunity to showcase our kids' talent and be part of an evening such as this. So thank you so very much.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Lexi and Brian. CW7 doing great work. We saw a $500 check going to Sandra Day O'Connor earlier today at the pep rally, and there you go for Red Mountain. Much needed.
I love that for all the programs because, I mean, they were so happy to be a part of these broadcasts, and the coaches really speak so highly of it. And then to have the cherry on top right there, right? That $500 goes a long way. You're talking about team meals, for one of these games, and I
so many
applaud
expenses. All right, so the first quarter is in the books, and the second quarter begins with a 2nd and 14 as Caleb Joe is going to air it out and looking for Arion Wyndham, but unable to make the connection there. A couple of defenders in the vicinity.
Arion Wyndham now has had a couple plays that are just maybe a split second away from a big play. He had some speed past the second level. Caleb Joe stepping up, and I don't think he got everything in that throw. He's one of those kids, Arion Wyndham, that Kyle Ender said has been so impressive the first 2 weeks. He has loved the play of Arion Wyndham.
Tonight, as we continue, 3rd and 14 now after that incompletion. But yeah, Arion Wyndham, as well as Jaden Wyndham, a huge part of this offense. So again, 3rd and 14, Joe scrambling, trying to find some room, but will not get much there. live for another day. You definitely don't want to turn the ball over here before a chance to punt it away, which is obviously the safer bet. Tonight's game is brought to you by Chapman Automotive Group. Visit chapmanaz.com.
So you look at this football game so far, O'Connor's really handled it. I think they've done a great job defensively of rallying to the football, and of course the turnovers. Heck, that was one of the keys of the game, Jody, win the turnover battle. But 2 turnovers forced in that first quarter. They're doing a really good job of tackling. I think they're doing a good job of wrapping up and running their feet through tackles.
And so Chase Pitzer here to punt. High and coasting across midfield, and caught there by O'Connor's Jackson Simons. He's a speedster that is back there on the return, but that'll be caught and brought down. So 1st and 10, and we'll see what the Eagles have. It seems like their offense is growing in some confidence at this point, Cody.
Yeah, sophomore had a couple really nice throws in that drive, get him in a rhythm, and he's got talent, not just the Donju in the backfield, but you look at the Carson Craig and Jackson Simons. These 2 kids can go. You know, you get them the ball in space, and they can make 1 or 2 guys miss and get north. So I think just getting added confidence with that sophomore quarterback is going to go a long way.
First and 10 now for the Eagles. And it's Oglesby handing off to a Donju, but he is brought down in the backfield. He was trying to run to the right side, and that is going to be Cade Godere. He plays the cat position. I guess that's a roving safety linebacker.
Yeah, Godere comes from the backside there, almost untouched. Nice play, hunting down Donju. Donju couldn't get going to get to the second level. It's a nice play by Red Mountain defense on first down.
So a loss of a couple there. And we've got a timeout. Timeout by Red Mountain as they regroup. And again, down 7-0 here. Haven't been able to put together a lot on offense. It's being called the biggest game of the week in college football, and it's only on CW7 Arizona. Number 18 South Florida heads to Miami to take on Heisman candidate quarterback Carson Beck and the number 5 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes, my alma mater, Cody, as you know. You don't want to miss a minute of this matchup. Coverage begins Saturday at 1 on CW Arizona.
That's the Jody Jackson Bowl. Yeah. Look at that, the Jody Jackson Bowl.
Well,
early.
they did
How
have the big win over Notre Dame
yes,
to start the season.
How about the U? Sticking on this broadcast, this is why I love Thursday night high school football, and it's only our 2nd game of the season. I've had 3 high school coaches text me already, usually already ripping me and making fun of me, which is funny, but Travis Sherman, Queen Creek head football coach, and Jacob Rudder, the defense coordinator for Highland, one of the top minds on the defensive side of the football in the state, checking in here. I love that when the Arizona high school football community is watching this in the broadcast, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. All right, so 2nd and 12 now for the Eagles. Oglesby to throw, but he is going to be taken down by Jamison Wade. Came unblocked for the sack.
The hammer, and he just flies and shoots out of a cannon right now. Jamison Wade pumping up his defense. What a heck of a play. We talk about the read and reaction of players like this. I said it, Jamison Wade, I feel like he's played 40-plus varsity games in his high school career, Jody. A tremendous tackler and a big sack for the Red Mountain defense.
Yeah, that's a loss of 10. It's a quarterback's nightmare seeing number 13 coming your way. So now, quite a challenge here. I'm sure they don't want to give up a big play on defense. Oglesby back to pass, has some time, and just a little bit overthrown. Cornett was there on the coverage, and for the Eagles, that ball was intended for Lincoln Jones, the big tight end.
Yeah, Tyree Cornett, what I love about him is his eyes are so good. So there it's just, hey, play everything in front of you. And so he kind of bailed techniques, but understands where the sticks are. And yeah, you might say he's an undersized defensive back, but his athleticism and I think the aggressiveness that he shows playing through the hands of the wide receiver, he is a tremendous cornerback in the state of Arizona.
Well, he's got some offers coming in. So it will be another punt The punters are having some work here tonight, that is for sure. With almost 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. And this one is going to be taken by Cornett, who tries to find a seam, and he's up the left side at the 45 and brought down right there. Again, there wasn't a lot of room, so nice job by the Eagles special teams unit.
I think he listened to Coach Jody Jackson there. That last punt return said, hey, Tyre, maybe go north. And he did. He found the lane, sped up, and picked up about 10 to 15 yards on that punt return. I love that you mentioned the punters, because special teams in this football game is going to be massive. And they've been able to flip the field on a lot of these punts. These special teams units for both of these teams, really, really good.
Yep, that was David Kimball, the junior for the Eagles with the punt. And now the Mountain Lions take over at the 47-yard line. The handoff there to the sophomore running back. We saw him with a carry earlier, Darius Grayson Courts. He's going to get some time with Lazzarini hobbled.
Yes, running back number 4 technically, and obviously Courts can do more. He's an athlete, but they're going to have to spell some other players. I would not be surprised if we're going to see Tyreek Cornett come from the secondary and play in the backfield in this football game too. He's too electrifying for Red Mountain not to use him.
And now we also have a couple of other players in, including number 3 for Red Mountain, which is Jeremiah Hessner, and it's going to be Cornett in there getting a couple of yards, as you predicted, Cody.
I got lucky. I got lucky there. But
you know Kyle Enders so well, and the offensive coordinator as well.
And so with that, they're able to do some wildcat stuff. They can go jumbo. I think when you look at the offensive coordinator, Coach McDaniels has done such a great job the last couple of years with Red Mountain. He is very versatile, and hey, he doesn't care what it takes offensively to win. He's going to do it, whether that's under center, whether they're going to go empty, whatever it takes to win, they're going to do. So there are going to be multiple sets in this football game.
Well, last year they had seniors in that spot that could run the ball, and this time here, Joe, play action, he's pressured, rolling left, and he's going to find a target right there, and number 2, King Robinson, the senior receiver, has a completion and a first down for the Mountain Lions.
You know who made that play? Big number 70, Josh Lee. He's one of my favorite high school football players in the state. He kind of goes in max protection mode with the scramble out, and he just pummels a would-be defensive lineman for the pancake to give Caleb Joe extra time. That play was all made because of Josh Lee.
I love those guys that protect the quarterback. And now Caleb Joe with the handoff, not much. And the ball carrier is number 25, and we're going to get a look, and going off, hobbling again. Unfortunately, the injuries just continue to plague whoever is running the ball for the Mountain Lions.
That would be 4 injuries to running backs in the backfield in about 2.5 weeks for Red Mountain. That is awful to see.
And Caleb Joe, looking to throw downfield, finds a target. And King Robinson once again making the catch, but a little bit short of the first down.
I love what Coach McDaniel's doing, though. He's getting his quarterback rolled out of the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield as Caleb Joe, and they're just staggering crossing routes and level routes. So they have one in the short flat, then the deep cross right there. King Robinson doing a good job of continuing his route and becoming available for Caleb Joe. And now we have a 3rd and manageable for Red Mountain.
Now, will we see Kai Jackson carry the ball here? They have some other options, and it is Kai Jackson for the first and a couple more. Nice burst there by Jackson.
And Red Mountain has a very good offensive line. They have a couple guys up there. Josh Lee, Yost, big 58. A couple of these seniors who have played a lot of football, Jody, 2 to 3 year starters for them. They are not afraid to go north to south.
And you got Anthony Peevler there leading the way as the fullback. The 6 foot, 220-pound senior. And now you've got Wade in there on offense as well. There's Peevler. And it's Joe with the handoff to Jackson. who did get some carries, if I believe, last year. So this is not new for him.
I love this set right here. Let's bring in the senior Anthony Peevler. Let's bring one of the hardest hitters in the state of Arizona, and Jamison Wade, and let's get them in front. You think linebackers and safeties want to take on those two guys? Absolutely not.
And you got Wyndham in there as well as a tight end. And the handoff again to Kai Jackson, who keeps his legs moving down to about the 7-yard line. And Kai Jackson actually had what ended up standing up to be the winning touchdown last week against ALA Queen Creek.
He's one of the strongest football players in the Red Mountain weight room. They do a great job in the way. So does O'Connor. They do a tremendous job too. But pound for pound, he's one of the strongest players in there. And this is exactly what I said. Instead of going in shotgun and doing some inside zone, and they are going under center, and they're going north to south right now. And here's a traditional wishbone formation.
Yeah, some interesting run game sets here. Kai Jackson following his blocks, and he was headed toward the end zone, but brought down by an Eagles defender just shy of that goal line. Here they go. The same formation here, and it's Kai Jackson again. And did he get it in on the second effort? I think he's just a little bit short. But you're right. This is smash mouth football at its best.
Back-to-back plays, just going power to the right side. They like that right side with their offensive line, and they are just all out attacking in that power. And they're sitting at about the 1-yard line here. To me, Jody, it doesn't matter. This is 4-down territory for them.
So Jackson goes out. Darius Grayson Courts
timeout on the field. Timeout.
Back in, and it'll be a timeout here. We'll have more, of course, right on the other side, as it'll be 3rd and 1 down near the goal line for Red Mountain.
Welcome back into the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Studio update here from Jordan Spurgeon. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Lots of games going on around the valley. Desert Mountain versus Mountain View Marana. Ryan Craddy with a 28-yard touchdown run there. 7-0 video courtesy of Brittany Boyer. They are currently up 21-0. Jody, Cody, back to you.
Thanks so much, Jordan. Love it. Love to see highlights from around the state of Arizona. Little 5A action. Thank you to Brittany Boyer for that. Now back here, we're at the 1-yard line. And Red Mountain. So, Cody, what are we going to see here? I think we know, right?
We're going north. They are going to go tight splits. Oh, 3-back backfield. Power to the right side. Why not? Get it done.
We see Anthony Peevler is in there. Got Jamison Wade in there. This is a heavy set at its best. And it looks like we're going to get a ruling here. Is he in for the touchdown? And we have the signal, touchdown, Mountain Lions. And was it Jamison Wade on the carry?
I think it was a quarterback sneak by Caleb Joe. If we get another look at it here, I believe that was a number, let's see.
To get a closer look, it was a pile of bodies colliding at the goal line, which is exactly what you expect.
Quarterback sneak, Caleb Joe, great job in getting the push inside the A-gap by the center and both guards, paving the way, and that is a tremendous offensive drive by Red Mountain, just going north to south with the big boys up front.
And that is the way that Red Mountain likes to do it, on the ground if they can, and that point after is good. So we have a tie game here in the second quarter. And if you're Kyle Enders and Red Mountain, you're just a little bit relieved, I think, to finally be able to punch it into the end zone. Tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7, only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona.
I just feel like CW made a compilation of all your favorite things. They carry the U for one of the biggest games of the week, and then what we talked about 2 weeks ago, the old cop show right in your backyard. And then, which is the 2025 version.
Yeah, this is the new version.
The 2025 version of Cops.
I'm sure it's much improved, by the way, from that long ago. So we've got a good one here, Cody, and we're not surprised at all. And the kick into the end zone from Chase Pitzer. Eagles will have the ball, looking to respond. And for the Eagles, you know, I think they have to be pretty pleased. I mean, again, like you had talked about in the pregame, Valley Vista, they won that one by a lot. And then Hamilton, one of the best teams in the state, really put up big numbers on them last week. So just to find their footing here, I think the Eagles have to feel good about it, especially with Tyler Johnson, their senior quarterback, out with injury.
Yeah, talking to Coach Colas before the game, though, was, hey, we need to finish drives. So, yes, they have done really, really well, especially on the defensive side of the ball tonight. But they got to put some more points on the board if they're going to beat Red Mountain here tonight.
So it is the sophomore, Cale Oglesby, and a nice completion down the middle of the field as he's finding his footing to Carson Craig. It's a couple of receptions now to the senior wide receiver, Craig.
Play action RPO. He's doing a really good job of carrying that fake, Jody. When he carries that fake, the inside backers have to read and react to that. So they're stepping up, and that frees the inside middle for Carson Craig. So once again, he's a big body receiver. 6'3", 180. It's a big target for him to hit. But the sophomore quarterback is doing a good job of putting it on him right there, moving the sticks on first down.
Another sophomore to watch is Braylon Lopez, number 12, the wide receiver. And Coach was telling me that they want to get him involved in the game plan as well. And now a handoff, Jeremy Adonju. Not a whole lot, but gets a couple yards out past the 40-yard line.
But even that, it keeps the linebacker disciplined. So what does that do? I think it sets up more of the play action as well as, once again, Adonju, if you do not read and react on him and read your keys, he's going to pop the second level quick. His acceleration is tremendous. And so I think O'Connor offensively game plan right now, they're doing a good job of adjusting to the Red Mountain scheme.
2nd and 7 for Oglesby with Adonju to his right. Looks like blitz coming, a lot of movement there, and sure enough, the ball comes out. Adonju gets his hands on it, but wow, Red Mountain had a couple of defenders coming at that line of scrimmage, and I think it really confused not only Oglesby, but the entire offensive line, and that was Kate Godere.
I love what Godere did. He got to the quarterback, and he did a good job of trying to shield that for him to get the ball, and Godere almost jumped on it, but a monster loss for O'Connor.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Desert Financial Credit Union. We believe in contributing to the community and our members. So 3 receivers on the near side, little pitch to Adonju, and that play was blown up immediately by the defense. And for Red Mountain, that's James McGee.
6 foot, 225-pound senior, doing a great job of reading that. That is a delayed draw from O'Connor, and I guarantee you, Jody, that hits this season because it's set up really, really well. It draws the defense all the way in. They over-pursue, except for a really well-coached defensive line for Red Mountain. James McGee sits in his lane and makes the tackle for loss, creating a 4th and forever. That's a great job by the Red Mountain defense on this series.
Yeah, Red Mountain showing up in a big way right there after their touchdown. And tonight's coverage brought to you in part RCS Fun, the official entertainment provider of the Arizona State Fair. It is coming your way September 19th through October 26th.
Is it already fair season?
I guess so.
Do you like fair food? I feel like you are very healthy and fit. Okay, I thought you were going to tell me that. Okay.
I used to love back where in South Florida it was the Broward County Fair, and it was like fried funnel cake, like a funnel cake. Yeah.
Give me a fried Oreo with powdered sugar. I don't try to eat too many sweets. I
don't do too many fried Oreos.
Oh, man, that's dangerous. I like a good funnel cake too. I just
funnel cake.
You said Whataburger like 10 minutes ago. Now I need a green chili burger. I'm starving up here. It's crazy.
Love Whataburger. Okay, so now with The situation being 4th and 27, of course, it is a punt, and David Kimball back to get the job done for the Eagles. Gets it off, and Ty Cornett is going to take it, turning on the Jets, past the 20, to the 10, and he goes all the way into the end zone. Cornett for the touchdown on the punt return, giving the Mountain Lions the lead.
The senior playmaker, what a play by Tyree Cornett. It all started with him running up and catching that ball. Jody, a lot of high school players will let that bounce. Does a great job of catching it, and then the burst of speed to the right side. And how about that stiff arm, too, as he stiff arms and never slows down. Bam, right there, goes up the right sideline, hits the Jets in the turbo, and goes in for 6, a potential play of the game right there for the Red Mountain special teams.
He is so slippery, and he had an interception last week, an interception in game 1 as well. He is so valuable for this team. And Chase Pitzer puts it up. The extra point is good. And the Mountain Lions lead 14-7. And what a response after shutting down that Eagles offense, getting them to punt, pinned back near their own end zone. And now they take the lead. Here is another look at it. Our Whataburger play of the game. What a play, what a burger.
Hey, talking about the pendulum swing right now. O'Connor with the touchdown a couple series ago, and we said, wow, this game is dominated by the home team, Sandra Day O'Connor. But Red Mountain doing a good job of putting a drive together, multiple first downs, and then on defense, making that stand, putting them in a 4th and forever situation, and then having that punt return touchdown. The pendulum has swung in Red Mountain's favor here towards the tail end of the first half.
Yeah, you can feel the momentum now, and kind of, instead of being a little tentative, they're taking, hey, short punt, let's take advantage. You're seeing a little more of like killer instinct now that they have their mind around some of the things that the Eagles are doing. And there's Pitzer with the kick out of the end zone.
On the kickoff, Eagles football, 1st and 10 at the 20.
And here at O'Connor, we saw so many cool things here today. The pep rally, the Eagle Walk, that was really neat. Of course, the flyover, Luke Air Force Base, very thankful for that. On this 9/11, a reflective moment before game time here today. Thankful for all that we have in our community, including the protection of Luke Air Force Base. And now Red Mountain gets set to see if their defense can wreak some more havoc on this Eagles offense. 2:16 left here in the second quarter. It's Cale Oglesby, the sophomore quarterback, handing off. No, it's a throw, and he's got number 7 open for the catch. And that is Jackson Simons. What a play.
That's a great read by Oglesby right there, and he finding Simons up on the left side, but he went over his options too, and I love that. Option A was not open down the middle of the field. They caught Red Mountain's corner and safety kind of leaking inside. And how about the route by Jackson Simons, 6'1", 185 junior, transfer from Brophy. Great job of getting both feet inbounds too, catching that pass in. Great play.
Yeah, we're watching Cale Oglesby grow right in front of us as far as a young quarterback, feeling a little more confident. And then he's back to throw now. Play action, Adonju that. Now he's going down as a couple of guys fly in, including Cade Godere. Able to put the pressure on. That was a little bit of the indecisive manner of a young quarterback, and trying to use Adonju to draw guys in, but it didn't work there.
Yeah, Red Mountain kind of understanding that RPO action just a tad bit, but I will tell you, you didn't throw it in traffic though. He lived to see another down, and that is a very smart play by a sophomore. Godere is having a heck of a quarter. He is flying all around the Red Mountain defense right now.
And now you'll see Cole Edmonds coming off that left side. He's going to be picked up, though, by Jaden Maxey. The throw through the hands of Jamison Wade. Now you see why Jaden Maxey has a lot of offers coming his way, because that was a nice job right there.
Yeah, nice base by the right tackle and that little pass drop there. But two routes pretty much all in the same spot with Jackson Simons and Jeremy Adonju, and it's kind of a cluster in the middle there. incomplete pass, like you said, went through Jamison Wade's hands, who I don't think was expecting a bullet pass right there just in his pass drop.
Even without the two-step, because they're the visiting team, I think he would have liked the turnover. Oglesby looking to pass again, and that one, it's like maybe a miscommunication there. The only receiver within 20 yards or so was Carson Craig.
This is an awesome defensive design by Kyle Enders. So they are bringing Cole Edmonds on that field side, trying to get to the quarterback, but then they leak in delayed blitz Jamison Wade, who just humbled Oglesby to make that errant pass.
Defense, big-time defense by the Mountain Lions, and now the Eagles will punt it away. On 4th and 12, and Kimball's punt. And Cornette, again, this time it's going to bounce. It touches his foot, but he's able to just pounce on it. Not exactly what Ty Cornette had planned, I'm sure, but the safe bet. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Shamrock Foods. Whatever healthy looks like to you, there's a rockin' protein to match. So not much there for Cornette on that particular return after the touchdown, which was electrifying. Mountain Lions have the lead and taking over here at the 37. Looks like they're going to stay with the fullback look. And Caleb Joe under center, back to throw and looking right. He's got a man, but it is overthrown. He was looking for Arion Wade.
I love the shot there on first down. They're in that 21 personnel there, and then the offset H and put him in motion. Everything shows run design, and they had the look they wanted. They had the one-on-one going deep. Does a great job by O'Connor's back half there in the secondary. One, not getting burned, having their eyes caught in the backfield, so staying over the top of it and forcing the errant throw out of bounds.
Yeah, Aaron Wyndham was the intended receiver there. And now Joe, he'll hand it off. Darius Grayson Courts. It's a couple of yards there, and again, he's been down on the depth chart, just a sophomore, but with all of the injuries, and if you're just joining us, Abnel Lazzarini kind of came out hobbled after the first play. He's tried to stay in the game, but we haven't seen him.
Yeah, and I think if you're Red Mountain, you're totally content taking this to half with that 14-7 lead. Having those 2 touchdowns come in the last 4 minutes, a really strong end, both offensively, defensively, and in the special teams group for Red Mountain.
Time winding down here, and that is going to do it.
At the end of the first half of play.
First half of play, and it is Red Mountain leading Sandra Day O'Connor 14-7, and we've seen both sides really bring the heat with their defense, and Red Mountain with some momentum going into the half. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk, they hear you. Beautiful shot from our drone coverage as both teams head into the locker room. Now that momentum for Red Mountain, Cody, I'm not sure it will continue. Third quarter's a brand new slate in a very close game here.
Yeah, I think you're Red Mountain. You just stick to what you're doing the last 2 series, and O'Connor's going to go into halftime and make adjustments, right? Whether they put another player in the box to stop that. But I don't think Red Mountain cares. I've seen so many games where, hey, on the opposing defense have 8 or 9 boxes, they're still going to get north to south. They're embody our toughness is better than your toughness. O'Connor's got tough kids, though. I think those linebackers that we mentioned a lot in those first 2 series, it is big-time football for them in the second half, and they're going to be pivotal in trying to get stops for that O'Connor defense in the second half.
You've got the cheerleaders out here, Sandra Day O'Connor Eagles and the youth cheerleaders, and I believe we have Lexi Lambert down on the sideline. Lexi?
Hi, guys. Yes, we are down here. I'm here with Coach. Tell me, what are you going to be telling your players going into the locker room?
We got to protect the ball. They're winning the turnover battle 2-0. We preach ourselves. Special teams came through big, but We got to get our run game going a little bit more, getting third and manageables, and then protect the football. We can't turn the ball over 2 times and a half.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks so much, Lexi. Appreciate it. Yeah, protect the football, get that run game going. All things that Kyle Enders is looking from his Red Mountain squad as they head into the locker room here at O'Connor. First half is wrapped up. Our Fiesta Bowl High School Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Plenty of plays out there to be made. We have much more coming your way after the break.
It's the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Score at halftime is 14-7. Sandra Day O'Connor trailing the Red Mountain Lions. Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk, they hear you. Welcome on in to the halftime show here on the field. Lots of action. We'll have highlights coming your way shortly. From the first half of play, like we said, Sandra Day O'Connor trailing Red Mountain 14-7. It was a defensive first quarter with Red Mountain taking a lead late. Flag football is right around the corner. One quarterback to know is over at Campo Verde High School. The state's all-time passing yards leader is Izzy Papp. Here's more on her story. Out at Campo Verde High School, a star quarterback is getting ready for her senior season. On the field, she's described with one word.
Competitor. She will always compete.
Izzy Papp fell in love with flag football as a little girl. Now, she is the current all-time passing yards leader in the AIA flag football record books. With 8,402 yards to her name, she cemented herself as a pioneer in State 48.
Personally, being there for the girls who are younger than me and have a chance to play all 4 years and have a chance to grow into it as it becomes a sport that is as big as girls basketball or even as big as boys football, I think that's really amazing. And to be there for those girls and kind of be a pioneer of it, I think I'm really honored. I think that means a lot more than just having my name in a record book or being mentioned in some articles. I think it's the legacy that you're going to leave for those younger girls.
When you meet Izzy, you can immediately tell she is humble and a natural-born leader.
Her leadership that she brings to the program and any team is something that every team really wants.
She's truly one of the kindest, most caring people that I've been around. So I'm very proud of her, and she reminds me of what the best of us are and what I hope to be like every day.
A love for the Campo Verde community sparks her passion to see everyone thrive.
I've been involved with Campo since like first grade. They host a summertime weights camp, and I was doing it when I was like second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade.
I've asked her to help me with the summer strength and conditioning camp, and it's been amazing. We have 5th and 6th grade kids, 7th and 8th grade kids, and high school kids, and her kindness and compassion is just contagious. She lights up the weight room when she's lifting. She lights up the classrooms when she's in class, and we're really, really fortunate to have her, and she makes a big impact on our student body.
Now, her attention turns to one final high school flag football season, with an eye on a second title and a heart set on enjoying the ride with her teammates.
I'm looking forward to just getting to know all these girls and finishing it with the girls I started with. We have a bunch of girls that, I'm looking at them over there, that I started this with, and I never thought we'd get it this far. And I think it's really beautiful that I've been able to share this journey with them, and just, they're such great people that I'm really going to be lifelong friends with them, and I'm excited to end this chapter with them.
And that's Izzy Papp, one name to know. But now, Lexi, who's here with us now?
I am here with some of the girls from the O'Connor flag football team, and this is Becky Curran. She is one of their wide receivers. What are you looking forward to this season?
Honestly, just the team culture and just building a family between our team.
Being part of flag football and seeing the growth here and now, you know, getting into this season, I mean, what's it been like for you to be somebody that's a pioneer in the sport?
It's just so awesome. Like, it's all God's glory, of course. Like, I couldn't get here without him, and just honestly, the girls have gotten me through it, and it's so cool to like finally see it growing how it should be.
All right, well, that's some players here from Sandra Day O'Connor's girls flag football team. Thank you so much for joining us. Good luck this season. We're excited for your games to get started. Thank you so much. All right, coming up, we've got more stuff at halftime. All the first half highlights here. Red Mountain 14, Sandra Day O'Connor 7. Coming up next.
CW7 Arizona is first and local, discovering the great places in our local communities.
From classic lemonade to mango and prickly pear, AZ Lemonade Stand is a local favorite. And what started here is now expanding into several other states. Let's take a look at their unique brewing process.
AZ Lemonade Stand was created by my business partner Tommy and I in 2022, and we never really looked back since. The official drink of Arizona is lemonade. It was actually put in 2018, so we've always really enjoyed it. Having a business partner that was a chef by trade, always making great flavors, and really makes us stand out than the other guys. We actually brew our lemonade just like a brewery would. We bring it up to a certain temperature, and we actually bottle it with this whole setup you see behind me. To finish the pasteurization process, we turn the jar upside down, pack it, and ship it out. We always thought that nothing was more nostalgic than putting lemonade in a mason jar. So we always started putting lemonade in a mason jar off our food trucks. When we created AZ Lemonade Stand, we just knew it had to go in there. Here at AZ Lemonade Stand, you not only have our signature flavors, prickly pear, strawberry, original, mango, and huckleberry, we actually have our seasonal flavors that we run throughout the year, like watermelon and kiwi, and also cranberry for the holiday. So not only do we have our signature mason jar, we actually have a 16-ounce plastic that you'll see in several stores, from Jackson's to Cobblestone to Four Sons. And the reason why we added the 16-ounce plastic is this is a great take on the go when you're doing any adventure throughout Arizona or any of the other Western region states. So with AZ Lemonade Stand, we're not only excited about being Arizona's #1 lemonade, we've now gone across the entire West region. We'd love for you to try us out. So go to azlemonadestand.com, go to our maps page, and check out where we're at.
Well, there is a great place in northern Arizona that you could actually get up close to bears, and it's called Bearizona. And Dave, this is a really cool place. How long has this been around?
Yeah, welcome. Bearizona has been open since 2010, so we're coming up on 15 years this next May.
Oh my goodness. Okay, explain what Bearizona is, because it's really a two-park in one.
Yeah, it is. We got a double whammy. So Bearizona is a 160-acre wild animal park where you get to see a bunch of North American megafauna, the smaller critters, and it's all here for you to check out.
I like it. Okay, so there's two ways that we said that we could see this.
That's right.
One way is...
So the first way is our drive-through. So it's kind of unique. You stay in your vehicle, you drive right through the enclosures, and the animals are going to walk they're going to be all around you.
Oh my goodness.
It's like yeah, it's crazy.
All right, and the other way?
Second way is Fort Bearizona, which is kind of more standard zoo-type area where you walk through the enclosures and check out the animals from outside their enclosure this time.
I like it. Well, let's go check it out.
Let's see it.
Okay, Dave, how many bears do you have here in the walking area?
So in the walkthrough, we have actually two species of bears. We have black bears and grizzly bears, and there's 5 down here right now.
Okay, this place is very important to bears and all the other animals that you bring in here, and that's because this is like a preserve in a way, right?
In a way, for sure. You know, a lot of the species we have at the park, the individuals we have at the park, were deemed non-releasable by the state wildlife agencies, our state and other ones. So like these bears, for example, behind us, were brought to us by the Arizona Game and Fish this year as little cubs. And what happened is their mother passed away, and they weren't able to live in the wild on their own. So we're lucky, they're lucky, because we're able to provide them a place where they can grow up being healthy big bears, and they're a great tool to educate all these guests about what it's like living with these species.
Yeah, you said something very important there, and that's education, because you have an area that people can go into to check out the grizzlies.
Yeah, you can get out. I mean, grizzlies is like, that's a big, bad bear, right? It's huge. So we have a place where you can get up really close and experience what it's like to be right near that animal and to experience their intelligence, because we have trainers working with them, training them paw presents, blood draws, injections, all kinds of things that help their life be really great and easy here, but also show off just what kind of animal is out there in the wild.
Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And then as you mentioned, you can always do the drive-through. It's really nice.
Oh, yeah.
And you have a great gift shop too.
Oh yeah, if you got money to spend, we got a place for you to spend it. But, yeah, there's all. If you like bears and you need something with a bear on it, we have it here. I guarantee it.
There's more first and local to discover. Go to cw7az.com/football.
Tonight's halftime is brought to you by Talk Now AZ. Start a conversation about drugs and alcohol with your kids now. Talk. They hear you. Welcome back into Sandra Day O'Connor. You can hear the band, the Eagle Pride Band getting it going, but here are the highlights from the first half. Getting started, Red Mountain on offense, passes up, but it's picked by Corin Ellie. Great job there, tracking the ball and coming down with it, getting the defense off the field. Sandra O'Connor, Kale Oglesby pass to Carson Craig up the seam, who does the rest himself, putting the Eagles in great position to get on the board, and that's exactly what they do when stud running back Jeremy Adanju finds a lane and goes into the end zone unscathed. Eagles up 7-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter action, Red Mountain looking to get going. Jamison Wade, big-time sack, big-time player. You've heard a lot about him all game. 4-year varsity starter. Caleb Joe gets the Mountain Lions on the board with a quarterback sneak touchdown. 7-7 game. That would do it for the offenses for both teams. But we can't forget about special teams. Punt returner Tyree Cornett gets the ball in midfield, turns up, breaks a tackle, and does the rest, finds pay dirt, and just like that, the Red Mountain Lions go up 14-7. Lexi Lambert has Sandra Day O'Connor's head coach.
Okay, Coach, big half you're going into. What did you tell your players in the locker room?
Well, not super impressed with the way we finished that half. Gave up 14 points in under 4 minutes, and we talked about at halftime, they're a good football team. That's what good football teams do. They finish. We're striving to be a great football team, so it's going to take that and some from us in this half. We get ball to start. Got to have a big possession here. Got to get back to getting stops early on defense. Their MO is just grind out the clock, start leaning on us, and have 15-play drives. So we got to win early and get off the field.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Coach. We'll be right back.
Tonight's game is brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth, sports, and education. What a game we have here tonight. 6A matchup between Sandra Day O'Connor, the host, here at Jack Dillard Stadium. Red Mountain Lions, they are here as well, and right now a 14-7 lead. Cody Cameron, I'm Jody Jackson, and Cody, we heard from both coaches. We heard what they are looking to do, and Red Mountain had the momentum going into halftime, and we'll see who can capture it coming out as the kick is off and into the end zone.
I love what Coach Koulis said with Lexi Lambert down on the sideline and going, hey, that is a good football team, and good football teams finish halves. We strive to be a great football team. That's the precedent that Coach Koulis, coming over from Kellis High School, what he wants to bring at O'Connor. That's what he did with his Kellis program, and now with the 6A team like O'Connor, with the facilities, the athletes on campus, the coaching staff, they are striving to be a great football team. Let's see how they persevere and answer here in the second half.
Eagles have it here to start the second half, and 1st and 10 from the 20 is Cale Oglesby, the sophomore, in for Tyler Johnson, and it's Jeremy Adanju who powers his way through one tackle, runs over another one, and gets out to the 30-yard line, or at least close to it.
There's the power. We've seen some of the speed from him in the first half, but here they bounce it to the left side again, and just a running through the would-be tackler, picking up 9 on that first down carry for Adanju.
He will truck you out there in open space, and we know about Jeremy Adanju, what he brings, the 6-foot, 210-pound junior. And now they need a yard for a first down, so on 2nd and 1, Adanju in the backfield with Oglesby, and again the handoff. Oh, what a play, though, by James McGee. Brings Adanju down in the backfield. Tackle for loss.
McGee's a name that we called multiple times in that first half. Shedding the block. That's active and violent hands on the snap. And it's something you said in the first half, Jody, I loved. Creating havoc in the backfield. Attacking the ball carrier. Great job by McGee.
They have a lot of guys that can do it. Lysander Toa is in there, too. The freshman right in the middle. The nose tackle. Something to watch for Red Mountain. So now 3 receivers to the left for the Eagles on 3rd and 3. And it's going to be a pass play, and it is caught. And good for the first down. Lincoln Jones, the tight end. I think that's his 3rd catch of the game. Nice job by Jones.
Yeah, Lincoln Jones has an offer from University of New Mexico. He's a big kid, too. 6'4", 220, just working the way into the flat. Nice play-action pass, and it's one of those throws right there from Cale Oglesby, the sophomore quarterback, that I've been impressed with. He's taking what the defense has given up, not trying for the home run shot. Hey, we need a efficient pass play to move the sticks, and he does just that.
I feel like he looks more and more comfortable back there, and why not? This is his first start, just a sophomore. You would expect that. It's a Donju again and brought down. James McGee was in on it. James Wade is in there as well. And Donju is so talented, but again, they're geared up for that run game.
Yeah, James McGee's fired up right now. Yeah, he's ready to go. He's had about 3 really good reps early on this drive here. Same thing. He's just knifing inside blocks and attacking the ball carrier downfield.
Just making a lot of substitutions. They have so many guys on defense, especially in that front 7, and now you see a bunch of defenders on that line. Adonju takes it to the right, gets past McGee, but not for long. I think McGee was in on that tackle again. You're right. He's fired up, Cody.
How about the high motor, too, going sideline to sideline? I love the no quit. And you can tell a high school football defense is really well coached by their pursuit. Their pursuit of that on those backside guys there. He does not quit. High motor. 3 tackles here early in the 3rd quarter for James McGee.
Incredible. Josh Lee in there as well. He plays on both sides of the ball, and it's a 3rd and 8 now. 3 receivers here on the near side of the field. Oglesby looking to pass and caught by Lincoln Jones, but no gain or very little gain there as the tackle was made, and it was a good one by Jackson White.
Yeah, they're in a cover 1 scenario right there, so all those guys are manned up towards that trip side. Jackson White kind of T-steps and drives on that quick out route. A great job securing the tackle, running his feet through contact, and bringing up a 4th down. It's a big stop to open up the second half by the Red Mountain defense.
So it'll be a punt here, David Kimball. He gets it off, and Ty Cornett is going to take it at around the 32-yard line, find some room out past the 40, past the 50, and across the field. He's heading toward the end zone and brought down. What a tackle, saving the touchdown there by O'Connor. That was Jackson Duffy, the senior.
I got a new scheme for O'Connor's punt team. Let's not kick the ball to Tyree Cornett. How about this highlight? You think you have him bottled up. 1 cut, 2 cut, and then bam, plant that foot, go north, watch the cut against the grain right here. That is a heck of an effort by Jackson Duffy, the outside linebacker for O'Connor. Because if he didn't give effort on that, Tyree Cornett was taking that to the house for his 2nd touchdown.
Our Red Zone sponsor in tonight's game is Phillips Law Group. Everything you need to win, including a Phillips. So thanks to Ty Cornett, who has a touchdown, a return for a touchdown. They are down in the red zone, and the handoff to Lazzarini, I believe. Is he back in the game, Cody?
Yeah, it's good to see him back out there. It looks like he's heavily taped up and spatted on that right ankle, I believe, on the very first carry of this football game. It kind of got rolled up on. He's leaning, but it's heavily taped up. It is great to see Lazzarini, who has been their workhorse in the backfield, 20-plus carries in those first 2 weeks.
He had a reception last week that went 62 yards, so he has been a versatile back for them. And now it's 2nd and 11. Caleb Joe gets a little tangled up back there and chased and just throws it away. Right from the get-go, that play was doomed.
Yeah, he was trying to pre-snap motion, I believe, Peeler in the backfield there, and someone went the wrong way. He might have had the wrong play in his head as well, and almost got Hunt down. Good job to throw that football away there.
Yeah, you don't want to take the sack back there. That would have been disastrous. And now 3rd and 11. We saw the success from Red Mountain trying to run the ball short yardage down by the other goal line in the 2nd quarter, but now they are going to have to get a chunk here or hit the end zone. And it's Caleb Joe running right, finding some room, and into, no, he stopped. He is stopped at the 1. What a play as Caleb Joe was looking toward the end zone. But it's Corin Ely who had the pick earlier in the game, making making this tackle.
And that is huge because that was 3rd and goal. So now obviously he holds the end zone. What a tackle by Corin Ely. God, just running his hips through contact there, bringing up a 4th and goal situation. Caleb Joe, nice job of escaping the pocket and picking up a 10 yards right there, but really 2 tackles from O'Connor saving touchdowns. Jackson Duffy on the return and Corin Ely right there to make up a huge 4th and 1 play.
But you're right, Caleb Joe got him down to the goal line. And now we see that heavy set again. Jamison Wade is in there. And it looks like a goal line stop by the Eagles. What a play. Ely is celebrating. We'll have to get another look at that because this Eagles defense has been pretty good.
What a goal line stand by the Eagles. First play there is big 3-3. McKylan Howland, the 6'3", 230-pound senior defensive end. And that was all set up by that Corin Ely tackle on 3rd down, where it looked like it was a walk-in touchdown for Red Mountain. Holds it in, and then they go in the jumbo set with Peevler and Jamison Wade. That is an incredible stop by the Eagles defense.
And so now they are from their own end zone as Oglesby gets the ball and throws incomplete. So incomplete pass there on 1st down. Tonight's game is presented by Precision Aging Network, closing the gap between cognitive health span and human lifespan. Trying to get the ball out. I like the play call. Just get some room to work back there.
I think dangerous about that's the deflections, right? We talked about pregame deflection picks down here, costly.
That was intended for Jake Gumbert, the sophomore. A lot of sophomores out there for this Eagles offense. And there's the junior, Jeremy Adonju. He gets the 1st down and more, dragging tacklers with him out past the 20-yard line.
And that's why I say this kid is going to get some college looks here in a couple weeks. He's going to have 3 games of film, and watch the speed here. So good blocks, working to the 2nd level by the O'Connor offensive line, and then bam, right there, the speed, that turbo. He hits max speed really, really quickly. He's actually wearing a catapult vest down there tonight. It's going to track his miles per hour. It's all this college metric and technique I was talking to him pregame. It's kind of cool. So he's probably hitting the 20-mile-per-hour mark right there.
1st and 10 after the Adonju 1st down, and now it's Oglesby going to the air, defended there by Derek Wilson and intended for Jake Gumbert once again, trying to work Gumbert into this game plan.
I like that throw, though. If you're going to miss on that throw, Jody, you have to miss deep, and he put it in a position where only his receiver could catch it in a tight coverage. Also in that flat route when they were working RPO, that was covered. Red Mountain sat that corner down there, which looks like Tyreek Cornett because he's been jumping those short routes, so he's going to take the deep routes. A good throw by Oglesby.
Second and 10 now in the shotgun, and the ball to Adonju, who is brought down. Jamison Wade with the tackle. Adonju just couldn't find any room there. You see he looks a little frustrated or tired.
Jamison Wade is so fun to watch. If you were a defensive fan, watch Jamison Wade hunt down the ball carrier. Great eyes, great feet. Run fit is perfect right there. That is Kyle Enders-esque of exactly how he wants his linebacker room to play, fast and violent.
All right, so now 3rd and 10 as the Eagles try to not stall out. Oglesby runs right and makes the pass over in the direction of Lincoln Jones, who gets the catch, but it's going to be 4th down.
Football, especially in the beginning of the season, Jody, is so much momentum, and I feel like last week in that A.L.A. Quinn Creek win, Kyle Enders said, hey, we need to finish as a team better, but that defense did force a fumble, had a huge interception, and blocked that field goal to beat A.L.A. Quinn Creek. I think they have carried that performance in here tonight, and this Red Mountain defense has been very impressive.
They really have, and a little banged up last week too, different things, cramps, and they continue to have good depth. And tell me, stop me if you've heard this before, Kimball punting to Cornett, who has to back up at the 35. He takes it, and he is pursued
after this. Welcome back to the Fiesta Showdown. And Jody, how about quarterback play from Arizona high school football alum Connor Ackley, who you might know pretty well.
Oh my gosh, this is a surprise. That is my son, Connor. Wow, Lone Star Conference Offensive Player of the Week. I got to tell you, Cody, I got to brag. It was unbelievable offense.
How about those stats? 529 yards passing through the air, and you could see it right there. 7 touchdowns for the right-handed gunslinger, and that video credit was from the dean of Arizona High School Sports, Kevin McKim. But how about Connor Ackley? And you were right there front and center.
Yeah, you know, he did a great job. He's a great quarterback, but he had a lot of help to that O-line. You know, I love those O-linemen. And the carry to number 15 for Red Mountain. As we get set to begin this possession for the Mountain Lions. You guys threw me off a little.
Such a pro's pro. Well, you guys got me last week with my film, and I said...
Wait, I was going to say, what are we going to have this time for Jody?
We're getting Jody here. It's such a proud mom moment. You and Chad have done such a great job of raising Connor, and he's a grown man now.
He's persevered despite us. No, I'm kidding. He's a great kid. I'm very blessed with 2 wonderful children, Caitlin and Connor. But yeah, it was fun to be there. I mean, you know, he's playing at Western New Mexico. A lot of Red Mountain kids. Zay Savoy.
Yes.
There's a great shot of Zay Savoy, who was a running back and a big key to their 2023 championship.
Yep.
He's blocking for Connor. He's running the ball. He had a touchdown in that game. So there's so many great young people that are able to go over there and continue their playing career. So we reset 2nd and 7 here, and thank you for that, Cody. That was fun. That was fun to see. And it's Caleb Joe chased down, but connecting with King Robinson right there. Nice job of staying with the plan and not being rattled by the defender.
Jody, that is the most impressive throw I have seen today. And why? Why is it? It's a right-handed quarterback rolling to his left and throwing that an absolute bullet on the run. That is the hardest throw for a right-handed quarterback to make, and he puts it on the money. What a throw by Caleb Joe.
And now we have a little wildcat action, potentially, or no, that was Caleb Joe. My eyes are deceiving me. That was Caleb Joe running the ball up the middle for a gain of a couple.
Broken play though, yeah. But he heads up and picks up 3 yards on it.
With the tackle. 2nd down.
He has had to improvise a few times here tonight. And they have also had some shifting in the backfield as we see the pitch to, I don't believe it was Lazzarini, or is it Lazzarini? It is Lazzarini. It is Abel Lazzarini, and it was Caden Vio with a host of tacklers there.
Yeah, great job. 6 foot, 165-pound senior corner.
With the tackle.
Valo sitting right there and securing the tackle to make a 3rd and long.
3rd and 7, and this possession has not gone well. 3 receivers now to the right, including big Jaden Wyndham. The tight end is lined up and heading out, and Caleb Joe looks to his left, and that is incomplete. King Richardson was there, but unable to make that catch as the ball was a little bit low.
That is a great stop by the Eagles defense as Red Mountain lines up offensively here. Could be a deke.
Yeah, 4th and 7 here, and you see the Eagles defense trying to figure out what's happening. There's a bit of confusion. It's Caleb Joe looking to the sideline, and now he is going to do the quick kick, and it doesn't get it off very far. Colton Lawfer takes the ball and gets out past the 45-yard line. So that one was interesting, needless to say. Cody, I'll get your thoughts on that in just a moment, but right now it's being called the biggest game of the week in college football, and it's only on CW7 Arizona. Number 18 South Florida heads to Miami to take on Heisman candidate quarterback Carson Beck and the number 5 team in the country, the Miami Hurricanes. You don't want to miss a minute of this matchup. Coverage begins Saturday at 1 on CW7 Arizona.
Look at this. Look at this.
What are you
Look at this,
doing?
Jody. about 5 years ago? Is that what that is? There you go.
Very tan, doing a lot of sit-ups. That was the Fiesta Bowl. Yeah, that was the Fiesta Bowl 1994. We won. As Jeremy Adonju is out past the first down marker, I believe he was in bounds down there. You guys are throwing the whole kitchen sink at me here.
Third quarter.
We were the Hurricanettes.
The Hurricanes?
I feel like I have to explain this now.
It's the South Beach days. Workouts on the beach.
So that was out at, looking back, I didn't know where I was because they just take you on a bus somewhere. Yeah. I think that was Chaparral High or that was Scottsdale Community College. I don't really know where I was. I told Eric Moses this the other day, CEO of the festival, and I said, the hospitality was great, but again, I'm a girl from the East Coast. I have no idea. I was a Rawhide back in the day in Scottsdale. They had a great party there, but we were practicing, and it was such a great time. The Fiesta Bowl has been amazing even back then, and certainly today. So 1st and 15 now after the penalty, and Oglesby to throw, and nice pass. Amid a host of defenders, but finding the open target there. And it's Braylon Lopez.
So here's the thing,
Cody.
Going back to the punt. So Red Mountain dekes that 4th and 8, and then they pull back the quarterback for the drop kick. Yeah, you see teams do it all the time. The problem is it goes off his foot for about a 10-yard punt that was returned 15 yards. So an opportunity to flip the field for Red Mountain a little bit, pin them down inside their own 10 maybe, but they don't get that opportunity. I think Kyle Enders was about to have a brain aneurysm on the sideline watching them happen to his team there. O'Connor with the great field position now.
And there is Adonju, but pushed back. And the play made there by Jamison Wade. He's been everywhere. The senior leader in the middle of it all. Adonju has had to find Wade as a force to be reckoned with here tonight.
Yeah, you got to try to work second level and block Jamison Wade. It's a lot easier said than done. We might be watching the best linebacker in the state of Arizona right here. Jamison Wade is so talented, especially in run-stopping ability, and he's smart. He's a really, really smart linebacker. Does it all for Kyle Enders' defense.
Another big third down in this game. 3rd and 4. And it is time for the 4th quarter as time winds down. After 3 quarters, it is 14-7. Red Mountain over Sandra Day O'Connor. We've got a good one here, folks. Jeremy Adonju running the ball. Red Mountain finding big plays on special teams. Stay with us. The 4th quarter is next.
4th quarter action almost underway. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. 14-7 game. But we want to rewind back to last week, the championship belt presentation 2 weeks ago. We'll have that in just a few. Every single game, we've got the belt, the championship belt. It looks so cool. The design, amazing. The Fiesta Bowl Foundation has done such an incredible job getting these players excited when they have the performance of the game. We'll have that coming up after the game. Last time, Basha beat Brophy in a really great game. That was super fun.
Yeah, that is quite the belt. We saw it on the pregame pep rally on CW7 this morning, Brad Perry. And I think the person that was volunteered to be interviewed was, of course, the Eagles kicker, Cohen Horst. So he was presented with that, and that'll be wild if it comes down to a kick, because that's what Brad kind of threw at him, is like, hey, Cohen, are you ready for this? Could you wear the belt?
He was ready to go. The kicker was like, hey, that belt will be mine tonight.
Cohen is like, I want that belt. I'm ready. I mean, I'm sure he's down there getting ready right now. All right, so back with the 4th quarter, a flag flying on this 3rd and 4. And you can hear the reaction from O'Connor. And that is going to be penalty.
5-yard penalty.
On the defense, 5 yards, taking it back. And a first down. Wow, so that is a game changer.
That is huge for the Eagles offense right there. Needed to have it. And offsides coming in after a quarter break. Kyle Enders over there, he's going to probably lose it.
Yeah, they just, at times they've looked terrific, and at times it just has been a little bit sloppy. So new set of downs here for Oglesby, and he's looking to throw. Did he get the completion there? The target was Jackson Simons.
Second down.
And that falls incomplete. I wasn't sure if he caught it over there, as we're a little bit blocked by the players on the sideline.
Couldn't see him. He was hiding on the hash mark right there. I thought he was just throwing the ball out of bounds, or it was a miscommunication on the route. But Simon was sitting there. I don't think he was able to get his feet in.
3 down linemen now for the Mountain Lions, and Adonju in the backfield. You never know what Kyle Ender's defense is going to bring, especially for a young quarterback like this. And again, it's a play-action pass, and the pass complete to Carson Craig, and there might be a foul on the play. I don't see a flag, though. It looked like just taken down there. Here's another look.
Oh, amazing catch. Great job by Carson Craig, showing the athleticism, catching that. They caught Red Mountain at cover one. Linebackers are coming on a delayed blitz anyway, freeing up that middle, that RPO skinny post, or just a kind of a deeper slant, 3 steps, and then breaking in 1-2 route. Carson Craig has been on the money with that pass pattern, and a great catch by the senior wide receiver.
Oglesby hands it off. Adonju nowhere to run. They're just not getting the blocking up front as that Red Mountain line. It's Jamison Wade again in there, and you've got Toa Toa in the middle.
Second down, 11.
Yeah, Wade's got to be nearing 10 tackles now, and he's slippery. He just does a great job of slipping underneath blocks, wrong-arming them, and just squaring his body back to the running back. And this is all done in about one second from the snap. Makes him one of the top players in the state.
So a loss of 1. Second and 11 as Oglesby is almost picked off. He was looking for number 12, Braylon Lopez. There was a flag, though, and we'll see.
I think it's going to be illegal motion, so they motioned to trips towards the field side, and the receiver started to turn up just before that snap, so they're talking to Coach Enders. He wants to accept it, go 5 yards back, or start the 3rd and 11, which I would assume he would decline it.
That was a dangerous pass, by the way.
Illegal motion penalty call on the offense.
Could that 2 for 2 on the guesses there up in the booth. Oh, man.
Nice work. So 3rd down now and 11. 4 receivers and Adonju in the backfield. And Oglesby set to pass. Pressure is on. Goes deep, but incomplete. Just past the outstretched hands of Lincoln Jones, who was thinking touchdown and did get behind the defense, but the pass was a little bit too far.
Yeah, Red Mountain brought some heat, which they have all game. One of those senior offensive linemen that they do platoon on the defense, Yosanis, coming in and causing havoc there to make the errant throw.
So now 4th down and 11. Expect to go through the air once again, and it's a quick pass out to number 4 on the edge, who gains the 1st down and more. Great ability to find his space and change direction. That's Carson Craig again. And Cody, he came into this game with just 2 receptions, and he has been the primary target tonight.
It's a good play call, getting his big boys out front, but unfortunately, I think they're going to get Tucker Smith on a hold on the outside. Tucker Smith, the Ohio State commit at tackle, coming in. We'll get the call here. And it is holding on the Eagles.
It was a good idea, like you said, a nice block, but a hold there that sprung Carson Craig.
What's tough there is Red Mountain's corner keeps outside leverage, which is smart. He doesn't get sucked in. He's an outside-in football player. And I think Tucker Smith, it's a tough angle that we had there, but I think they get him on the hold as the corner's trying to shed and stay outside there. Nonetheless, I love the play call from the Eagles there.
All right, so we get a punt here from David Kimball. And after the punt, I'll try to see if I can get it down to Lexi Lamp. Okay, after the kick, though, we're going to see David Kimball right now setting up as it ended up being 4th and 26 after that holding penalty. None other than Cornette back, and it's fumbled by Kimball, and he's taken down. What a huge play for Red Mountain. And it is Cade Godere making the tackle. Wow, what a play. Let's go down to the sideline and Lexi Lambert.
Yeah, guys, we are out here with the band. I'm here with the band director. This band is amazing. You guys are like amazing. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Can you tell me your motto?
Okay, our motto is the way we do anything is the way we do everything. It's an extension off of our Learn, Lead, Contribute motto here at O'Connor High School. It's just the idea, it's a growth-oriented mindset of like, if we put our energy one way, we're going to do it in everything the same way every time. So.
I love that. Okay, they're telling me to wrap it up. Can you hit the splits for us real quick? Look at that, everybody. This is amazing. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lexi. Yes, it is. Wow. And we're back to action here. Flags flying, but wow, Red Mountain with great field position as the punt was fumbled, and the punt attempt was fumbled, I should say. And it's a false start. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Shamrock Farms, or I should say Shamrock Foods. Whatever healthy looks like to you, there's a rockin' protein to match.
Give me 2 of those right now up here. There's so many food
Hydrate,
promos.
Protein, we need it.
Let's get these sponsors
Those are very
up here.
tasty, by the way. The Rockin' Protein, really good. So, both of these teams just continue to shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. 1st and 15 now. As Caleb Joe, the handoff goes to Lazzarini, who doesn't get much.
And I think when you look at, who's capitalizing off those mistakes, it's just been more so Red Mountain. And I think they've controlled that aspect where O'Connor, they had that in the first quarter, and they struck first. They had the touchdown in that first quarter. But a scoreless third quarter where Red Mountain's kind of just controlled the pace of the game, especially defensively.
9:35 left, and the pass after Caleb Joe got hit, but he got the ball off to the receiver, and that was Lazzarini, the back. And that is going to be good for a gain of, what do we have? It's going to be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lazzarini comes hobbling off once again. You have to give so much credit to his effort just to be in this football game. Lazzarini, it looked like rolling that ankle on the first play of the game.
And he has battled to come back after halftime. So now it's 3rd and 8, and Caleb Joe under pressure gets the ball off, but King Robinson is taken down back behind the line. What a play there by the Eagles defense and Caden Vallow.
As senior corner, we call him his name a couple of times here in the second half. You see he's inching, he T-steps and drives, he bends underneath that tackle block right there and pummels the wide receiver. A monster 3rd down stop from the Eagles defense when they needed to have it. It's the senior corner, Caden Vallow, securing that tackle.
And some big pressure there by Jackson Duffy on Caleb Joe. So it'll be time to punt again. We've combined, I don't have the stats in front of me, but we've had a lot of punts.
Yeah, no statistician at the high school level up there.
No. But there it is. It's a nice high punt by Chase Pritzer. And following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona.
Great punt from Red Mountain there. That's flipping the field, and the closest person to it was Brett Scroggins of the Fiesta Bowl on the sideline.
Really?
I thought I was going to catch that. And how about this? The Fiesta Bowl and the Fiesta Sports Foundation unleashed a girls' flag football tournament in the middle of October this year. It's awesome. Great thing that they're doing.
It is great. Flag football season is underway. Oglesby is picked off. No, it was It was actually caught by Braylon Lopez. But for a minute there, it looked like we had a...
I thought that was picked by Jamison Wade.
It was picked from our... It must have been the press box angle.
Must have been right under him because Jamison Wade jumped that. A couple times now the Red Mountain defense has jumped passes. It must have gone right under his hands, Jody.
And more on that flag football tournament, the 9th through the 14th, I believe, is the information on that in October. Snap taken, Oglesby throws, and it is complete. Short pass for a first down. Carson Craig, his preferred target of the night. And there it is, October 9th through 11th, the Copper Invitational at ASU. Full play tournament, top 2 teams from each bracket advancing to a single elimination playoff.
I love this, and a great centralized location, and then having the girls go play at ASU, full play tournament. Love it. Great job by the Fiesta Sports Foundation.
So 1st and 10 now for the Eagles, and they are trying to drive down the field here to tie this game with about 6.5 minutes left in the 4th. Going to the air, it's a Donju with the reception, and he is going to get the first down. Wow, love to use that speed on the outside.
Yeah, I mentioned it too. Get him going in the pass game. It doesn't just have to be in the run game at all. So I spread them out wide, give your athletes the ball in space, and you see that electrifying speed down the sideline. Yeah, just an easy motion into the boundary and let him go. He hits that second gear so quick. So again, I'm excited to see those catapult results tomorrow morning when he puts it in, because Jody, I think we're going to see 20 miles per hour plus. Wow. He's really, really fast.
And those offers coming in, we think. He's a junior now, has the chance to play this year behind a senior runner last year that had over 1,000 yards. Oglesby under pressure, but the block was picked up, goes deep, and a flag, 2 flags fly as Braylon Lopez was interfered with on that play. That was an easy call for the officials.
Yeah, Tyree Cornett just kind of hooks him towards the end, and that's pretty much called every single play. Oglesby doing a good job of stepping up. Jamison Wade comes flying in for a blitz. He actually gets picked up by Adonje. That is a heck of a running back pickup. And you see Tyree Cornett there. He's in decent position. He just had that right arm hooking the receiver 15 yards, and now the Eagles back in Red Mountain territory.
Yeah, Adonja did a nice job of redirecting Jamison Wade. Those two, like I said, they've seen a lot of each other here tonight. And right now, never more important than the 4th quarter, 6.5 minutes for O'Connor, and a first down after the penalty. Adonju carrying the ball, stood up there by Cole Edmonds. What a nice tackle. Boy, Adonju, as good as he is, Cody, this defense is just keyed in on stopping him.
Well coached. It's a really well coached unit. And Cole Edmonds right there. What I loved about that play is he centered his body, doesn't try to ankle bite, meaning go low to the ground, put his head down, heads up and strikes through his hips. Tremendous tackle by the senior linebacker.
So 2nd and 9 now. High snap, Oglesby, Adonju up the middle, but he sees an arm flying in to take him down. James McGee was in on that. It looks like Crew Vanderlinden as well was there. You'd love to see Adonju get more involved in this game plan, but the runs up the middle have just not been very successful. You want to get the speed on the outside.
He was breaking 1 or 2 tackles there, and I think he was gone. He was so quick there. A good block by Braylon Logan, who's the long snapper, 6'3", 210. Or excuse me, it was one of the long snappers. So they have 2 long snappers listed on there. Braylon Logan with a good block on that play.
3rd down and 7, and Wade in his face gets the pass off. That was a nice play by Cale Oglesby to get it out to Lincoln Jones.
And we have a penalty on the O'Connor side. It might be a sideline warning, which I swear I see every single game at the high school level here. You get the warning, and then the second one's a 15-yard. I think that's what we're seeing.
You are dialed in because it looks like, well,
I lost a down.
O'Connor is marching back. Take another look at the play.
Loss of
So sideline warning?
Well, they didn't give a warning. They actually moved them back. So they get it's going to be a 4th down, a 4th and 12, and I think they just threw an actual sideline flag on O'Connor's coaches.
Huh. All right, 4th and 12, and 3 receivers to our side of the field, and Oglesby looking, he's got protection, he gets the ball off, and it's Cornett with the interception. He put it up, looking for Lincoln Jones, and Ty Cornett comes up with another huge play.
Just does such a great job of spying the quarterback. It's almost baiting him. And he's just playing deep there. Oglesby throws the deep route. Tyree Cornett high points that pass for the interception for Red Mountain. The senior having a heck of a game tonight.
And with that, Red Mountain will have the ball down at their own 12-yard line. And with time marching on, we're going to come back, a quick break, 4:37 left to go in the game. Red Mountain with a touchdown lead.
State Farm, and Jenkins Seniors. Scooters Coffee. Starting all the way.
Tomorrow, it's playoff time in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the pressure's on as top drivers battle it out around the short track at the legendary Bristol Motor Speedway. Don't miss a single lap of the excitement as CW7 takes you there. It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 on CW7 Arizona.
A battle of the turnover game here. Kyle Enders talked to Lexi Lambert at half, going into the half about that, going, hey, we need to win the turnover battle in the second half. And their defense has absolutely flown around all football game, but they have won that battle in the second half. Plus, special teams has been a big A+ for the Mountain Lions. It's the reason why they are leading this game 14-7 here tonight.
So now can Red Mountain possess the ball as they're back on their own 12. And Caleb Joe hands it off to the sophomore, and that's Darius Grayson Quartz. We've seen him carry the ball a few times tonight. There aren't many healthy running backs on the roster, and he was taken down, loss of 2 on the play.
Yeah, and O'Connor's front 7 has done a really good job of playing downhill, getting to the ball. I think Red Mountain's most success has been lining up in that 21 personnel and just going north to south, and Caleb Joe utilizing his legs as well.
Yeah, we saw that down near the goal line earlier. This time, handoff once again to Grayson Quartz, and he is taken down. Boy, both teams are geared up to stop the run and have been pretty successful. Owen Williams with the tackle for the Eagles.
Yeah, Williams played really good last week against Hamilton. 6'3", 210-pound outside linebacker comes flying down off the edge, securing that tackle, running his feet through contact, and a 3rd and long for Red Mountain. This is big, Jody, for many reasons. Obviously, we're going tail end of the game, but potentially the Eagles going to get really good field position back too.
And now it's empty backfield for Caleb Joe in the shotgun. And looking to throw right. Gets the ball off, incomplete. It was intended for the big tight end, Jaden Wyndham. But you're right, huge play there. Stockton Hunter once again breaking up that play.
Yeah, Stockton Hunter went and drove to make the tackle. The deflection almost hit him right in the forearm right there. And he's hitting his hands on his head like he had that pick. But nonetheless, that is a monster stop by the Eagles defense, pinning Red Mountain inside the 10 now. They should get this ball well around the 50-yard line, if not inside the 50.
And special teams always plays a big part in these defensive games. Chase Pitzer back to punt. His last one was a beauty. He can get it high in the air, but a timeout is going to be taken. Well, we thought we were going to have a pretty good game, and guess what? We were right. And tonight's game is brought to you by Sweet James Accident Attorneys. We fight to get you what you deserve.
The atmosphere atmosphere is still awesome. Red Mountain brought an amazing crowd on the away side. They brought their band, and walking around at halftime on this home crowd, and these home stands are pretty big, Jody. It is packed down here. It's youth night for the cheer team, 200+ people, but the student section for O'Connor to our right here of the booth, there's standing seats only. There, and you got to sit on the counters. It is packed, and I love when all the fans stay for the game. And why would you not? 14-7, 306, and a 6A clash here early in the season of Arizona high school football.
Yeah, Red Mountain at 2-0, looking to go 3-0, but by the slimmest of margins here. 7-point lead. Yeah, shout out to O'Connor for having us here, of course. It's been great. Greg Carroll, their AD. Great hosts for this wonderful night of football. So now we are set for the punt by Red Mountain. Chase Pitzer, who handles the kicking and the punting, and bad snap. He has to get it off, does a nice job of doing that. It's not his usual high punt, and it is fielded there around the 36-yard line by the Eagles. So, wow. Pitzer trying to make something out of nothing there.
And I actually like the play by Jackson Simons there. I understand it's kind of risky. You're hearing some of the Peter call, which means get away from it. That ball, especially with the wind blowing to that north end of the end zone, that ball could have rolled all the way past the 30. So Simons getting still pretty good field position for the Eagles, who have 2:58 to go down and score. Still plenty of time for O'Connor.
Yep, 1st and 10, like you said, about 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Can the Eagles even it up here? Oglesby looks downfield and in and out of the hands of Jake Gumbert. He's been a target a couple of times here, another sophomore.
Defending on the play.
A couple guys in the same vicinity there, too. I don't know if they're trying to go level scheme, and one guy just kind of ran that route just a little too deep, but nonetheless comes up with a first down incompletion.
It's a tall task, young quarterback here, trying to protect the ball, but also trying to get chunk yardage with the ground game stalling. 2nd and 10, and that play was blown up early. It looked like Oglesby was going out for a pass. I don't know exactly what you thought was happening there, Cody, but it was fumbled by Adanju and then fallen on.
Yeah, delayed draw that they tried to run in that first half, too, just a little bit different look from it. And I just think that the handoff exchange, when they try to run that, the quarterback's really sneaking behind Statue of Liberty-esque like to the running back, but obviously the exchange was messed up, and that's a huge loss. You can't trying to get maximum yardage, obviously, and now they're in a 3rd and 17.
Yeah, way behind the sticks here. 3rd and 17. Throwing downfield, but blitz coming and a whistle. See, in Red Mountain, you know they're going to bring a ton of pressure on 3rd and 17, and that's what we saw.
Still remaining 3rd down.
Well, Jody, you said it. Teams are shooting themselves in the foot in O'Connor here, where they were primed for good field position. They're now sitting right around their 32-yard line, and it is a 3rd and 22, and it just unfortunate mishaps here on this drive.
Yeah, it's very hard to dial up successful plays on 3rd and 22, but they're going to try right here as they have 3 receivers to Oglesby's right. And he looks downfield, surveys, takes off now, but is going to be taken down after a short run and doesn't quite get out to the 40. And the tackle made there by Derek Wilson, who just saw the quarterback in open space and was able to make the tackle.
Hey, the secondary play for Red Mountain has been phenomenal, though, and all these guys do a good job of running to the football and securing the tackle. It's a good job by Wilson, still set up 4th and 17.
It's a short pass. It is caught, but not much of a gain right there. I believe that was Carson Craig on the catch.
Yeah, 4th and 17. They go the quick screen where they flank the tackle and guard out to try to block 1-2, but Red Mountain just hunting that down, and that is a brutal series for the O'Connor Eagles.
It has not been a night for offense, that's for sure. It's been more of a defensive game. Let's get to the O'Connor schedule because, again, they had it tough last week at Hamilton. A much better showing here. Next week at Corona del Sol. It's a tough schedule, like you said, because all of our games that we're showing, obviously, here as part of the Fiesta Bowl Showdown on CW7, these are all really tough matchups.
Yeah, Corona del Sol right now currently losing to Pinnacle 21-0 on another Thursday night game.
And Corona coming off a win against Apple Valley, but we know Pinnacle's one of those very good teams. And so Red Mountain now, there's a flag on the play, but 1:08 left.
Let's see what the penalty is here. Not maybe cut you off there, Jody, but a first down for Red Mountain. It doesn't guarantee they're waving it off, so O'Connor's going to call a timeout here to stop the clock. Use one of their timeouts, but pretty much a Red Mountain first down. Pretty much clinches this win.
Yeah, not a lot of time. I mean, Sandra Day O'Connor had their chance on that last drive, and it did not go well. So now Red Mountain, despite, I'm sure, you know, there were so many opportunities that they had that they didn't convert, but they're in a good spot right now, that's for sure.
Yeah, Red Mountain, I would be happy. Heck, yeah. You're on RB5 pretty much. And there was another tailback in the second quarter who also went out of this football game. So you had to mix and play a ton of different players and positions. I thought Caleb Joe, outside that first series pick where he's throwing a 50-50 pass, I would say if I'm Red Mountain, I'm happy. You're walking away out of a place that's, hey, you're getting a win. And we're going to take a look at the Mountain Lions schedule the rest of the way. So how about this about not getting it easier? You got to travel down to, or excuse me, you're hosting South Point, and then you got to travel to Central High School and play Brophy. And I want to look at this back half. Mountain View, Highland, Queen Creek, 3 of the last 4 to end your season. That is a gauntlet in the East Valley. It's a tough schedule.
And they have Dominic Carmagiano that will be joining after 5 games, the transfer quarterback, as Lazzarini is brought down. He has been a warrior tonight, battled to get out there. We know he's not 100%, far from it.
And you brought up a great point, and we brought, heck, our first time broadcasting 3 weeks ago was at that scrimmage.
He
Red
looked
Mountain
good,
was
yeah.
in,
Carmagiano was out there. Caleb Joe, of course, too.
Yeah, he's really good. Dom Carmagiano is a Chandler transfer, sitting the first 5. He can sling the rock. But here's the thing that Kyle Enders told me in our production meeting this week is they are so happy with Caleb Joe. His production, his efficiency. Kyle Enders said Caleb Joe, junior quarterback, is a huge reason why they were 2-0 in this game. I think Caleb Joe has played great tonight too. Like I said, the first quarter interception. Outside of that, just being a 50-50 ball, I thought he's done a good job of being a game manager in this football game, putting him in a position for once again to win on the road.
Yeah, used his legs a little bit. Did have the quarterback sneak in for the touchdown earlier. And the other touchdown coming off the Ty Cornett return. So they have needed every bit of Ty Cornett's talents here tonight. That is for sure. So 3rd and 5 here and 1:02 left. And Lazzarini, he gets out there past the first down marker, and that'll seal it up for Red Mountain. But big credit to Lazzarini, who gave it all he could. And you know that he's hobbling out there, but he had a little bit of a burst to get that first down.
So much credit to Lazzarini. He could barely walk out there. Everything jumbled up in the middle. O'Connor just packing the box with 8 players, and Lazzarini bouncing to the outside, picks up the first, and secures the 3rd win of the season. A perfect 3-0 start for the Red Mountain Lions.
Been a hard-fought football game, that is for sure. And, you know, Sandra Day O'Connor, they're young in some areas. I know it's disappointing being that we talked about the 2 tackles, and Tucker Smith and Jaden Maxey, and Jeremy Adonju is certainly a player to watch all season long.
This O'Connor team will be totally fine under Coach Ben Cullis. He is awesome at creating culture and instilling toughness into his players. And everybody's got to remember, in the Arizona coaching cycle, a lot of these coaches, they don't have a real offseason with their players, whether they can't get out of their teaching contracts at their previous district. They don't really get them until full summer. A full year in the weight room with Coach Cullis and this coaching staff, O'Connor will be twice as good.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I think the defense, I think we can both agree the defense has played really well belt for O'Connor here tonight. And you look at Red Mountain last week, putting up 31 points. They can be explosive. So victory formation here. They'll take a knee on first down and run out the clock. Both teams have, of course, the rest of the season to go, where Red Mountain will improve to 3-0 on the season. Having been the state champs in 2023, they're always gunning for that, no matter. I mean, we know that Bash is out there, Hamilton, we know how tough it is. But what a game here tonight. Sandra Day O'Connor with relentless defense. Red Mountain, they prevail 14-7, Cody.
Yeah, short week for both of these teams. And the way the Red Mountain won last week, I know Kyle Renders was talking about, hey, we got to show up. Yeah, we're playing on Thursday. This team has never been up here to play. They knew it was kind of going to be a pretty awesome environment, but they just want to show up. And it was kind of a slow start. Like I said, O'Connor dominated the first quarter of this football game. But then Red Mountain had the momentum swing. It's really Tyreek Cornett's 2 returns that almost took the house, but the one, that was really where it was Red Mountain started feeling pretty good, and their defensive effort tonight was lights out.
It really was, as these two teams go through that handshake line, holding their heads proud. A really good game here tonight at O'Connor. And Red Mountain is the winner here this evening, 14-7. Let's go down to Lexi Lambert.
Hey guys, hands, and we're on the semifinal.
We are down here with the coach. Big win tonight. How are you feeling?
Feel good. There's a lot to clean up. Real sloppy game, but you know what? We were tough. We were gritty. We made plays when we needed to. We just got to get better. Better football.
How would you say your veterans stepped up in this game? It was a little messy, but you guys still came out with the win.
Yeah, I mean, we preached winning the special teams battle, and it was clearly that we did. Like little things like that. We have seniors that are 3- and 4-year starters going in there and trying to block punts, holding up on punt returns. Like little things like that make a big difference.
Totally. Thank you so much, Coach. We'll head on over. Back to you, Jody.
Thank you, Lexi. Great job. Plenty of coverage coming your way. So stick right here with us on CW7 as we've got a full post-game coverage. Of course, we have the belt announcement. Who is going to get the belt? There it is. Look at it. Shiny, gorgeous, with the Fiesta Bowl logo. This is, of course, the weekly Fiesta Bowl high school showdown, and we love the support of the Fiesta Sports Foundation, what they do for the community, our youth, and, of course, these high school football players, as well as Red Mountain goes over and high fives, low fives with their fans who did come out and support. Great crowd here at O'Connor, but awesome to see Red Mountain fans traveling up here from Mesa, making the trip here for tonight's game. Again, 14-7. You heard Kyle Enders, looking for more from his team, but loved the effort. Talked about, especially on special teams. We saw the touchdown from Ty Cornett on special teams. But just the overall play in general, a battle between these two, as offense wasn't really the name of the game here tonight. There's the belt. Scott Lightman, Brett Scoggins, those guys are down there getting ready to give that belt away to our player of the game. And we're going to send it back down to Lexi.
Yes, it is time for the belt presentation. I'm going to let you take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, great game. Heck of a job on offense, defense, special teams. We got one guy that made impact on both sides of the ball, though. Where's Zero? Where's Tyreek? That's going to be our play of the game right there. Congratulations, man.
Congratulations. They're going to hype him up. Okay, big game. You had many highlights. Which one really stood out to you?
Probably my punt return touchdown. I like to set up my boys all the time on offense. The defense, though, get us third down, get us to fourth. Can't do it without them.
Okay, show off that belt real quick to everybody, to your team. And that's it. You guys see it right here, player of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Lexi. Congratulations to Tyreek Cornett. He had an interception early in this game. He had the punt return touchdown. And tonight's game brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth sports and education. What a game it was. There was the Caleb Joe quarterback sneak for the touchdown. And then Ty Cornett took it back. There's another interception for Cornett, who does receive the belt here tonight. Post-game coverage coming up next here on CW7.
Tonight's game was brought to you by the Fiesta Bowl and Fiesta Sports Foundation, supporting Arizona youth sports and education. Welcome to the post-game show of the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Red Mountain comes out on top over Sandra Day O'Connor, 14-7. I'm Jordan Spurgeon, alongside Cody Cameron, the analyst on the call. Cody, brief overview. How did Red Mountain come out on top?
What a game. I think it was all about momentum in this football game. And Jody and I on the broadcast talked about it and said what team was going to capitalize off the other team's mistakes. And in that first quarter, it was O'Connor. O'Connor was doing the capitalization. They had the first touchdown scored of the football game. I thought momentum was on that side. And then Red Mountain started to turn it up. And defensively, they played lights out all game. I thought they tackled extremely well. They took advantage of field position. Caleb Joe also utilizing his legs more in that second and third quarter. But what about Tyreek Cornett? I love defensive play. I love good secondary play and coverage and tackling, but also in the special teams. Tyreek Cornett was awesome. Obviously, those 2 punt returns were massive for him, and he gets the belt, but that's why they won that football game.
Let's take a look at some of the game highlights. Of course, he'll be all over them as well, starting in the second half. Tyreek Cornett, he already housed one in the first half to give Red Mountain a 14-7 lead. This time immediately makes a few guys miss, goes upfield. You think he's going to house it again. Ends up being brought down just short, but put Red Mountain in such a good spot.
That actually was a monster play because Red Mountain got stuffed at the goal line right here. It's a great job at the front seven of that Eagles defense. And right there you kind of saw, hey, O'Connor's got some life. They never quit in this football game. That's a product of Coach Killis's team. And offensively here, a great catch by senior wide receiver Carson Craig, who made many big plays in this one, George.
They never quit, but ultimately Tyreek Cornett, the man of the night, the pick to seal the deal with 4:37 left in the game. O'Connor still had a chance. They got into the possession, but the defense held strong, and Red Mountain ultimately moves to 3-0 to open the season. So I know Kyle Enders, talked with Lexi after, and it was very sloppy play from them, but coming out against a top 6A program like that and getting a win, remaining undefeated, is huge for this Red Mountain program.
Yeah, when you look at the circumstances, too, they had an emotional win against ALA Quinn Creek last week. They had to block a field goal to win that game. In a game where defensively they also had an interception and a forced fumble on defense. And so you have a 6-day window there. Guys aren't healthy. They're on running back 5. Escape with the victory is a huge win nonetheless. And, hey, being 3-0 in 6A with the gauntlet schedule coming up, I know that makes Kyle Enders and this football team happy.
Great game here, 14-7. Cody, stick around. We'll step aside. We're going to take a look at some games from tomorrow. Talk a little bit about the atmosphere here at Sandra Day O'Connor on the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown right here on CW7 Arizona. Welcome back in. Tonight's drone coverage is brought to you by Sports 360 AZ. For the most complete coverage of high school sports in Arizona, visit sports360az.com. Welcome back in to Sandra Day O'Connor. Red Mountain defeats the Eagles 14-7. I'm Jordan Spurgeon alongside Cody Cameron. Like we said, great game here today, but there's other games going on, a big Thursday slate. So as we take a look around, we've got a highlight from a big matchup here. Pinnacle and Corona del Sol. A lot of interceptions early on, but then Pinnacle gets on the board first early in that game on a quarterback sneak by Drew Versano. They're up 28-0 as we near the end of that game. The Pinnacle Pioneers off to a great start this season. Obviously, Drew Versano stepping in for Wyatt Horton, who's been the guy there the last few years, and they look like they haven't missed a beat.
Pinnacle looks awesome to start the year. I know it was a little sloppy first half play, but once again, it's one of these short weeks. You're just looking to get out and a win. They are 3-0. How about this?
We're getting
How about
food
this?
brought. Devin Henry was on the broadcast.
Tacos, chimichangas, some taquitos, but
great hospitality.
A bunch of happiness. But Pinnacle literally looks like a team that could punch a ticket to the Open. They have Hamilton
Hamilton and Chandler on their schedule late, but the Pioneers are rolling under Dana Zupke right now.
I'm trying not to eat, but other games to watch tomorrow. We've got some great ones. Basha versus Williamsfield. I mean, Cody, that's going to be excellent. Notre Dame Prep versus Desert Edge. I know you're going to get out there for a half. Snowflake versus Bradshaw Mountain. I love that small town football. That rivalry is a fun game to watch every year.
I'm telling you right now, Jacob LeDuc season, the Snowflake class of 2027 dual threat quarterback is a superstar, not just on the gridiron, but also on the track. And Bradshaw Mountain, new offense coordinator, Coach Robert Ortiz, who's a longtime coach at Marcos Teniza and ACP. He has that Bradshaw Mountain team putting up some serious yards. And my good friend Jordan, you said you were not going to eat, and it's because you're the man. You're the man here on this podcast. But guess what? That doesn't stop me from it. We got tacos, taquitos, chimichangas, all thanks to the Sandra Day O'Connor Gridiron Club and business partners over there. Hospitality A+ at O'Connor as I dig into this taco.
Hey, you can't beat it. Cheers, man. Lots to look forward to, though. We've got some great games throughout the rest of the season as I try to get this food. So here on CW7, we've got a great schedule. Next week, Saguaro at Cesar Chavez. We are looking forward to that game. Darius Kelly, what he's doing at Saguaro is great. Chandler Hovick at Cesar Chavez has been phenomenal. Valley Christian at Ben Franklin. North Canyon at Maryvale. Sunny Slope at Dobson, and others as well. Cody, I mean, we've got just a great lineup of games.
This is what happens when you take a bite. Let's see, chimichanga and a taco and a taquito from Spurge. Look at this schedule is amazing. All live here on CW7, sponsored by the Fiesta Bowl kickoff. A couple of these games I love. How about Slope at Dobson? I know Sunny Slope had a monster win last week, and Dobson under Bobby Newcomb, that program looks great. I see the end of the schedule, and I love it. Cactus Shadows at Chaparral. That's Donovan Dixon season. Donovan Dixon, the NAU commit and dual threat quarterback at Cactus Shadows. Great schedule. Can't wait to be a part of it.
We're super excited. All the games, you can catch them on Thursdays. Every homeschool, the pep rally on the Arizona Daily Mix. That's always fun.
George dying here. Little chimichangas. He needs some water. And I love it. We got food. We got football as we wrap up this night. But like you said, to end this schedule with that Chandler Unified School District game, Basha at Perry, at that point, playoff implications, a Basha team that looks like unstoppable to start this season. Tomorrow night, they got Basha versus Williamsfield, and that's like a game of the night right there, too. And I don't know. The schedule's amazing. We're in the thick of it for Arizona high school football.
That's a wrap here at Sandra Day O'Connor. It's been a great time. Red Mountain wins 14-7. Following tonight's game, be sure to stick around for Police 24/7 only on CW7 Arizona. Ride shotgun with officers for an inside look at law enforcement on the job. It's unexpected, intense, raw, and always unforgettable. Police 24/7 tonight on CW7 Arizona. That'll do it here at Sandra Day O'Connor High School. Thanks so much for tuning in. We will see you next week for the Fiesta Bowl High School Football Showdown on CW7 Arizona. Cody, thank you so much. A great job on the broadcast. We saw the two-step. We saw all of the action on the game. Hard hits, big tackles, special teams. The difference in this game. Splits from the band director.
And
I mean, it doesn't get better than that. Tacos right here. We're going to eat and enjoy our food, Cody. We'll see you next week on the High School Football Showdown.